We go. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live, and this is Xbox Ultimate Podcast, episode number 188. I hope you are all having a fucking amazing day. It was a pretty decent day today in Dallas, because you can't see. No offense to Pong down here, who and he admittedly gave up on the Timberwolves many years ago.
I just
But
don't do sports like that anymore. But anyways, yeah.
my Mavs are going to the finals, and holy shit, I am super excited about that. So I have to celebrate in the gear, and it's been a long time coming, since 2011, but we're on the way back. But for real, we're gonna have some fun today because we're gonna actually bring out some predictions for the Xbox showcase. I decided to go ahead and do it on this Friday so we can get some other opinions and stuff here, because guess what? There's so many damn leaks, and it seems like there's so many people that actually know what's happening at this show that if we waited till next Friday right before the show, there's probably nothing left to predict, just being real. So we're going to have some fun early predictions here just to see where we're at for this Xbox Summer Show, and we'll let the hype commence. And for the hype commencement to get started, we have Mr. Live, Raw, and Uncut, who is probably naked from the waist down. Mr. Steel Rain, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Appreciate asking for me to be on. It's definitely, I think you made a good decision.
Having
Wanted
you
to talk
on?
about this
Always.
earlier. Yeah, well, I mean, of course.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
but I got
Yeah.
the key. I got the key to the back. No, I mean, like, it's talking about what could possibly happen at the showcase. It's an exciting time. I do think there is going to be some things that are leaked, are going to be shown early. And again, if we end up talking about it again next week as well, I mean, hey, it's just part of the course, but I'm excited to get into it. Gears hype all around. That's what I'm about. Again, if I end up disappointed, oh well, but that's where I'm at with it right now, baby. So, yeah, man, appreciate you having me on. You can find me everywhere. Steel Rain, that's I, Steel Rain, I, the T is a 7 for those in chat. Why y'all looking so beautiful tonight?
Chat's
Appreciate y'all
always
being
beautiful.
here. Much love.
This chat's always so beautiful. We got
I try to be.
lots of amazing people here in the chat hanging out already. Fuzzy Belvedere, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here with you guys tonight. And just looking at Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it these days, it's been pretty funny how I guess people were like, "Oh, Herman Hulse, he's our hero," and then one day later, it's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah. Well,
Everything but one game's going to PC.
It reveals more
games.
of the Jim Ryan slate, right? And it's on Herman now. Kind of what it is. Yeah, he's actually not officially even taken the role yet. I think it's still yet to come. But yeah, it was interesting watching that State of Play yesterday. Pong and I had the co-stream for it, and it was a fun show watching it. It was all right. This is what it is what it was. It wasn't a replacement for like a PlayStation showcase, you know. It's just this little show highlighted some things that got, I guess. I think the most disappointing thing is like Concord for a lot of people, but we'll see.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's to say the least.
Yeah.
Good God.
Shout out to. We got a poll going in the chat because I gotta make a public apology because last night I didn't even acknowledge this, and this man didn't even bother to remind me because he's just Mr. Modest himself,
Because I just
and
didn't fucking care. But
yeah,
anyways,
but he's another year older. His birthday was on the 27th, and I completely forgot because he didn't say anything, and you know I'm just an idiot sometimes. But Kate last night was like. She just stared at me and was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I just realized something." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "We forgot Pong's birthday." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." So anyway, happy belated birthday to you, man.
Thank you.
I almost feel as bad as when it was 3-Bit and Psycho's birthday because their birthdays the same day and we all wished happy birthday to 3-Bit and forgot to wish happy birthday to Psycho. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
But shout out to Psycho. I think he's still in Dave Matthews country. But yeah, happy birthday, dude. And the poll won. It's Choo Choo Happy Birthday, motherfucker. Is the winner for the poll. Instead of Happy Birthday Zaddy, Happy Birthday Bruh, or Happy Birthday Old Man.
Yeah. No, thank you again. It's just another day this year, so I didn't self-promote it. I mentioned it last week on the shows and that kind of stuff. That was my birthday weekend, but again, it wasn't. This year was just another day, so it was what it was. But I appreciate everybody hitting me up now that Mav and Caitlin and everybody else put it out there publicly on X. So I appreciate you all, and thank you for the poll results, because I almost said just thank you for the poll. That would have been bad. Pause. No, thank you for the poll results, because it does
Thanks
fit.
for the poll.
Yeah, thanks for the poll.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. No. Thank you all. Again, 49 feels exactly like 48. So it is what it is. I can verify that, but my last year of 40, so next year will be a little bit different. But for right now, it's just another day. But thank you all. Glad to be here. Glad to have Steele joining us tonight. What has become the Friday night special of just Mav, Fuzzy, and Pong. So thank you, Steele. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here, brother. Great to see you early, even though I get to see you tomorrow morning as well. Always awesome to have a little extra time with the Steele. So we got a lot to get into. Prediction night. Hey.
Let's calm down now. The fun hasn't started yet.
It's not midnight yet, Steele.
Not yet. I'm
Relax.
sorry.
We ain't getting naked yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
What?
3-Bit got married today.
Yeah,
that's
Today?
right. Congratulations.
Tonight. I mean, like,
Yes.
the wedding
Hey,
was actually
shout out to
probably
3-Bit.
just ended, because it was like, I think 5 to 10 p.m. Eastern time.
So he's getting some sexy time in.
I'm not gonna say anything. It's 3-Bit. So
Hey, you got to hey, 3-Bit. If you listening, whenever you do listen, you got to beat that thing one time for me. Let me know.
my God.
Pause.
Oh, 3-Bit's taking a life of celibacy, even in marriage. That's what he's
I
doing.
hope not.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
You got to
yeah,
get buck
yeah.
wild.
Did he
He's
make
Mr.
that
Innocent.
public? Yeah.
Yeah, he just buys
Gotta-
houses and moves instead. So I think they're doing that again.
You know what's
another
funny
house
though?
and
Like,
man.
3-Bit's, we all make the fun of the, hey, it's 3-Bit's fault thing in the social media world and Twitter world and stuff. Now that he's married, he's gonna know what that actually feels like for the rest of his life in the real world. It's 3-Bit's fault.
Like,
Everything will be
that's one
3-Bit's
right,
fault in the real world too. That's how it goes, bro. And you gotta that's happy wife, happy life, right?
Yep.
Take it on the chin, man. Hey, Kate, you can ignore that, baby. I was just kidding.
Caitlin says,
huh? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Just means that the guys are dumb, right? Women are usually right.
disagree completely, but that's all right.
I think there's some self-responsibility. You might start taking it.
Anyway.
Oh shit! Shout out to 3-Bit though.
Yeah.
We could have a little 3-Bit running around soon. What do you think? What are the odds?
We're gonna have a runaround on 3-Bit.
No,
What'd
a
you say?
little 3-Bit running around sooner rather than later. What do you think?
It might push in.
1.5
It might push in.
Yeah, over or under a year before he's got a little 3-Bit in the belly. What do you think?
Since he's still young, he might be busy. They might be. I feel like he's a very careful gentleman. So
3-Bit tends to not finish things sometimes too. So
whoa, okay,
whoa, I don't know about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
well, remember his
Man.
diss.
I
His
definitely
diss.
think it's within the first 2 years. I don't know if he does it within the first year or 9 months. I think
Have a kid.
give it a couple of months,
Okay.
and then
That's fair.
a year two.
I'm
think
saying
there's
she's pregnant
1.5
within a
going
year.
around.
I think she's pregnant
Or
within a
can we
year.
have a poll?
In a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get a poll going.
How
Is
How long before
3-Bit pregnant in a year or less?
It's
Or a year or
3-Bit.
more? Or less than a year or more than a
This
year?
is great.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
3-Bit's gonna love this when he watches it
Is
back.
3-Bit pregnant in more or less than in more or
Jesus,
less
Nate Dogg.
than a
Hey, dog, get
year?
that checked out.
Okay.
More less.
Yes.
Yeah, well, the reason I was saying he doesn't finish things because we're still waiting on this response track to the 3-Bit pony video. It's been like 3 years.
He just fell in love with it, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's
I don't
all.
know.
Oh shit.
Anyway, congrats! We're ribbing you, 3-Bit. If you end up listening back to this, dude, absolutely congratulations! So happy for both of you. And I know that y'all are going to be super happy together for forever. So congrats, dude. And I wish we could be there. Honestly, really do. But guys,
Especially tonight.
yeah. Why especially tonight? Oh, okay.
Oh, good God. All right, keep going. Keep
All right,
going.
yeah.
We're off the rails.
I know it is off the. This is how Ultimate usually ends.
Usually. True.
And how did this happen without Psycho here?
I don't know. We're taking over for Psycho.
Yeah.
It's a
We're filling in.
50-50 poll right now.
Wow. Good effort.
What'd you call me?
50-50 poll.
50-50 poll. That's amazing. So before we get into the predictions, I do have to let everybody know because I may have to kind of.
You're pregnant?
Whoa. I hope not.
Pong, I told you not to tell anybody. I may have to abstain from the predictions because my source from last year came through again.
Oh, you stupid.
It did. My source came through again, and I couldn't help myself. They told me not to share, right? But I had to share this with the world because it's the best showcase I've ever heard of or seen. And even tops last year's show. Right? And
that happened last night, right?
Yeah. It happened last night. The email came in. I waited a little bit to send it out because I was like contemplating. I had a hard time sleeping last night. I was like, do I do it? Do I not do it? Like, what's the consequences? Somebody else is going to leak it if I don't. So I went ahead and put it out there. And this is the biggest showcase. So it's bigger than last year. So it was 2 pages full of games. We're expecting maybe a close to a 2-hour show. But, man, this list, I want to roll through it real quick. And I want your guys' feedback.
Please.
To let me know where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
You can say yes or no for each game. Okay? If you think this is reliable. Okay, we got Perfect Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Contraband.
Yeah.
Okay. This one stood out to me. Final Fantasy Tactics. Does it show up? Does Square?
Okay.
It exists. We know with the NVIDIA leaks. Does it show up here at the showcase? The source says so.
Square wasn't at Sony's State of Play.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's very true. Okay. Star Wars Outlaws for sure. Right. Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's time.
Maybe.
Finally get a release date or something, right? Lost Odyssey again.
Ooh.
Oh, a remake?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remake in preparation to do a full-blown sequel.
Oh,
Sakaguchi back. Sakaguchi back in the fold.
Right. Where are we at so far?
It's okay.
It's okay. All right.
I don't think Outlaws will show up there again, but that's okay.
Okay. The next one, the next game was called Big Mac with No Pickles.
Is that like a Sneak King sequel?
I don't really know. It's just on the
McDonald's?
list.
Does that pay like homage to like the old like Burger King games and whatnot?
That's what I was asking.
I'm thinking more like
Overcooked.
More like Burger Time.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
More
gonna
like
be like
Burger
Burger
Time.
Time.
Okay.
Remember Burger Time?
Well, of course I do.
I mean, I'm not really familiar with that.
Yeah, it was before your
it's
time,
the-
Steel.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was,
okay.
Yeah. That was like in a television Atari classic.
Yes. I guess that makes sense.
And arcade too, as well.
Yeah. Burger Time was the shit. Big Mac with no pickles. Avowed makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pony Tamer 1 remastered. Now remember Pony Tamer 1 and 2 both launched the same year last year.
I
Or
didn't
we're
play 'em.
supposed to. Yeah, I think they kind of fell on the radar. Nobody even cared. It was fodder.
Did it come with the DLC?
It's kind of like Volcano High, right?
Yeah, it was like it released, but they decided that this one they're going to put it multi-platform.
This is gonna be one of the new multi.
This is going to be one of the new multi-plats, and it's going to be
definitely gonna
released
sell in certain place
as a remaster because they know that's what the PlayStation fans
haptics feedback
want to buy.
Haptics? Are we getting haptics?
Only on PlayStation.
Well, we are right, obviously. Okay, cool. It'll sell over there.
Yeah, it's a remasters. That's what you do over there. So, Okay,
Oh,
so this one was interesting because it made a lot of sense. Now,
okay.
Overwatch Concord update.
Is it like
Also-
DLC or just reskin or what?
I think it's gonna look just like Concord.
Okay.
It's kind of like Call of Duty, where it'd be like an HQ. You just kind of load into the game.
I
kind
think
of
it's just gonna be an update for Overwatch, so it's still gonna look just like
Oh.
Concord.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a response. If they do Concord update, it might confuse the algorithm online or something, and people will just get the two games confused. They're both on PlayStation.
Did you notice, Mav? Did you notice Luke came in here with a "Trust me, bro"?
Trust me, bro. Luke, trust me. Trust me, motherfucker, Luke. It is going to be a great Xbox showcase. It's going to be amazing.
Definitely should.
It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be the showcase of all showcases. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
You definitely should.
How are we feeling about this so far, guys?
OCD, that'll be DLC for that game. Don't worry. Pickles will be DLC.
If you want extra onions,
Yeah. That's how they're gonna monetize it.
monetize the condiments. All right, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Jess has been kind of teasing that on his predictions.
Mhm.
Large fries. This is, I
Does
think,
Shake come with that?
what I think this is, because I was confused when I
Are
saw
these
this.
code names or are these actual?
No,
names
this is
again?
actual names, but I think Large Fries is an expansion to Big Mac with no pickles, coming later in the year.
Oh,
They're
okay.
gonna they're
Paid
announcing.
DLC.
It's like a battle pass
Expansion
thing
pack.
with expansions and
Okay.
seasons, and they're announcing season 1. It's
Yeah.
Large Fries.
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
You
now.
understand? Yeah, I think that's where we're at.
Mhm.
Replaced.
Perfect.
Then here comes the second expansion.
I've been wanting to see that. I've been wanting to see that. Okay.
Medium Dr. Pepper.
Ooh. Oof.
Why medium?
Because
That's why I want a
because
large.
the
Is
fries
there
are
an ultimate
large, they
version?
can't do a large expansion each time. They got to have bigger expansions and
Oh,
smaller
okay.
ones. I think
I
the
was trying to,
medium Dr. Pepper is
Ah.
kind of like the middle tier in
Got it.
between seasons content.
So it'd be like a $4.99 DLC kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a little bit more sense. I can do that. Okay.
Starfield Shattered Space.
Mm.
Diablo Vessel of
Okay.
Hatred. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Okay,
I can see
so-
that.
In response to Astrobot, Xbox is prepared to announce Xbot, the platformer.
Xbot. Okay. All
Why
right.
not? I mean, why not?
Hey,
Why
different.
not?
it's different.
Let's
I like
go.
it.
Let's go.
You don't like
I like what you're doing.
Okay.
It's different.
This
I
isn't
like
me,
that.
man. This is from the source.
Hey,
Look,
hey. So far, your the source is batting above 500, right? So I got to say this this is definitely going to be legit.
Yeah.
Right now,
close.
from the sounds of it.
Has to
Yeah.
be.
And
Yeah.
I'm extremely confused on this next one because
Oh, yeah.
a certain fan base will understand what this name means, and I don't know where they're going with this. This could be a code name. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's Crangus McBasketball. Yeah.
Okay.
Crangus.
Crangus McBasketball.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
I remember hearing this before, a long time ago on a show.
Hmm.
Okay.
Nick
Is it like a
Basketball.
spinoff of NBA Live from EA or something?
No,
Or-
I don't know. It's Crangus McBasketball. Anybody in the chat knows where that's from? I know my wife does.
Maybe the reviving double dribble. Maybe that's what
I
Maybe
wouldn't be able to- I wouldn't be able to tell you,
Crangus
man.
McBasketball. All right. Fable,
Okay. Yep, I can see that.
Nice.
Forza Motorsport update, big overhaul update.
Okay.
Gonna announce
Okay.
Killer Instinct 2.
Okay.
Then we get the Halo Battle Royale finally announced.
Mm.
Pretty cool. Okay.
Okay.
Different.
Mhm.
They're gonna have the Gears 6, Gears Marcus Phoenix collection with a big segment in the middle of the show.
End it.
No, this is I don't know why this is in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, he's got this wrong.
That's
End it.
part's wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send my
Okay.
feedback to him. We'll see if you're right. Next one is 3-piece tender meal.
3-piece tender meal. I mean, I do.
Is that
I
one
mean,
of
it's
those
pretty
graphic
good.
novels,
Yeah,
It's a graphic novel.
maybe.
And
or like
didn't you say somebody was falling for this?
Hmm?
Several
Yeah.
people.
several.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
Yeah.
it's real.
interesting.
Metaphor.
It's real. I mean, obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
Metaphor,
Kinetsu, Gami, Path of the Goddess, Pow World, Fallout 76 update, ESO update,
Mm-hmm.
the fake list simulator. That's the next one.
The fake list simulator.
The fake list simulator.
So that this is a strategy or a sim? What are we thinking?
It's a little bit of both, because
Okay.
the strategy is
Yeah,
to
4 times.
make a fake list that seems
Or
just
X-
real
or
enough
X-
that people that don't actually read it will pass it off as real. So that's where the strategy comes in. The simulation is actually creating the list.
Makes sense.
I like it.
It can
Although
be
the
any
cheat
kind
code,
of
is,
list.
the cheat code is just to post it to X, and you'll get people to believe it anyways, right? So that's the cheat code.
That's true.
Doesn't matter what it is.
So this will bring back Twitter integration onto Xbox.
Ah,
They're going to pay Elon the money just for this
Got it.
game.
Got it.
Got it? All right. Next one is Red Rover, Let Pony Come Over.
That's probably gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a that could compete with Helldivers 2.
You think so?
I'm calling it right now. Yeah, that might blow up, especially over on Steam. We might have another Helldivers 2 situation right that one for sure.
You think they'll be in trouble? You think they might close the studio once that comes up?
No, I don't think they'll close the studio, but I think they might see their concurrent players drop considerably when Red Rover send Pony over goes live. I mean, that's gonna be big.
Nice. Okay.
It's gonna be massive, bro.
So this next one is Star Wars Rise of the Mandalorians. This is ZeniMax Online's game, and I expect Pong's eyes to roll.
This is
into the back of his head right now.
completely fake. Okay, this one is completely fake. He threw this
one?
in there.
Okay.
Yeah, completely fake. I know for a
But
fact.
everything
They
else
would
is-
never do something so
you're-
stupid.
Everything else is you're fine with.
So far, yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
All right.
It's that one. It's that one. It's the problem.
Next one is
Sure.
extra fries, no coleslaw.
We already had large fries, didn't we?
This one is for the extra fries for the 3-piece tender meal.
Ah,
I think.
Okay, so this is
an
DLC.
This is
DLC.
expansion for the
Got it.
3-piece tender meal.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Taylor Swift Tycoon. I saw a lot of reaction to
that.
this
Game
one
of the
on,
year.
on
See
Twitter
that.
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, game of the year, possibly.
It makes sense, right?
They need to lock this one down to the ecosystem. This is the one that could
Exclusive?
flip the generation. Yeah, that's the one that could. I mean, can you imagine the Swifties?
This will move.
I mean,
the
you're
needle.
gonna
Game of the year.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
move the needle.
Move the
What'd you say,
needle.
Fuzz?
I said it might make it game of the year.
Yeah, A lot of people were telling Mav that in the comments when he posted it, and I believe it. Because again, you lock that down, you're going to have a bunch of Swifties who don't own any game console picking up that Series
fair.
S just for that. I
Right.
mean,
That's
honestly,
fair.
yeah.
That is very fair. I like where you're
I
going.
wonder if that's on Unreal Engine 5. I wonder if she'll look as good as Senua. Because if that happens,
Oh, would they use like meta?
yeah, metahuman
Yeah.
to make her in.
This could be that Unreal Engine studio that was founded to help with some of the other studios. Maybe they're the ones that took the lead on this.
This could be a game changer, folks.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
And it'll also be available at theaters.
Of course it will. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Towerborn?
Hmm?
Yeah, makes sense,
For sure.
right?
Heard- I'm hearing good things. Hearing good things about that one. Yeah.
Duck Duck Goose.
Mm.
It's a classic.
Coming
Is it-
back. It's coming back.
Is
bro.
it a simulator?
No.
I think it's a traditional sequel to the original.
Because I would have liked the Duck Duck Goose simulator where you like get to sit down, you create your character, you sit down, you really watch somebody like go around, and it's that anticipation,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of like playing Hellblade, right? Because you get into those moments, it can be really cut scenes, it all feels seamless. That one should be on Unreal 5 too.
It could.
I
be,
like it.
Yeah, I think it could be a remake, like of the original.
This one is third person, though. I've heard Steel, so you could be in on this one. So you get to see yourself sitting down, your character sitting
That's
down.
what I'm saying.
I heard it
As long as they
has
add
some
customization
Souls
like
elements
that.
to it as well.
Oh,
See, I don't know if they should add Souls elements to this one.
with the dodge. Oh, they're gonna throw
You
a
gotta have
dodge
the
in there.
dodge
As
mechanic.
long as you got to dodge. As long as you got to dodge.
Parry.
That's all I need. Yeah,
You could just
you're right.
parry the.
I mean, I don't know how effective Perry would be running around the circle, but
Well,
you know,
what if you
maybe.
could parry away the when you get called goose?
Well, they can catch you, right? They can catch
Yeah.
you. So you can like.
you got to run
real quick,
around
hit
and
a
then
quick
get
dodge.
back in the seat before they touch you.
Okay. So they're removing the tag mechanic altogether in this one. It's gonna be flat out tackle.
with swords.
Yeah. For game purposes.
But all the characters are actually going to be ducks and geese with swords.
No.
No,
We gotta have people. We gotta have
Okay.
people. I'm crossing my fingers for people.
they're going to be 7-year-old kids with swords.
Adults, please.
With
Oh,
swords,
okay. All right,
Okay.
duck, goose. Okay, all right. Splinter Cell,
Uh-huh.
Ara,
Yep.
Flight Simulator.
Ooh, this source is good.
Yeah, I mean, spot on.
It's real good here, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
Indiana Jones,
Oh fuck.
and then
1,000 now.
and then to surprise into the show, Mechasult
Yeah.
returns.
Oh. Whoa.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a
That's
good
a
one.
twist, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a source, Mav.
I mean, they came through
Like a
pretty
20
good
out of
last
10
year.
showcase.
I think last year they got about like 60% right.
Yeah, they're still going to be above 50% for sure on this one. That's why I
Yeah.
think the list is legit. I mean, obviously,
That's
we
what I've
know they're
heard.
still finalizing the show.
Mhm.
You know, Aaron Greenberg said that today. I tried to get him to tell us the run times. He didn't respond. But yeah, no, they're still finalizing. So a lot of that stuff could be cut for a direct later.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense when you got that much quality, especially when you're gonna have a game of the year contender in Taylor Swift.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's going to dominate the talking points. I mean, it might even overshadow Call of Duty Direct at this point. If
But
that's
honestly,
legit,
It's not going to matter if it doesn't move the needle.
That's right.
it's going to move the needle though. That one's going to move the needle.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
I
got
think that
hope.
one might prove Phil wrong. There's going to be people selling their PlayStations to come over. I think for that one.
Okay.
So,
So, shout out to some of the people on Twitter sharing this, like this person that says, nothing too out of the ordinary, but no.
nothing too out of the ordinary.
Nothing too out of the ordinary, but no.
Mm.
No Doom.
Reading comprehension these days are just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, no Doom. Somebody said no Doom. They
Yeah.
pulled out no Doom.
Yeah, they did.
Nice.
That was probably
Um,
Tom Warren's burner account.
This one
Probably.
says, it sucks that it's disguised as a shopping list, ha 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 ha, but according to this person, it is from a reliable source. In his words, the same person who leaked last year's showcase.
Yep. The same person. Mav,
Yep.
same contact is back again this year, folks.
Yeah. There's a lot more. But anyway,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's absolutely crazy, man. Some people are angry at this list.
Really? And they're
Yeah.
angry?
Why? Why would they be angry? That's a stacked
That's a
list of games.
That's a hitter.
I think it's PlayStation guys that are a little scared.
Well, it's probably because you didn't put on there what's going to be multi-plat, what's not, right? So they don't know.
Yeah.
So that's probably scaring them right now because
That's fair.
they're worried. You know, obviously, again, Taylor Swift being exclusive would be.
Yeah. Could
A-
you
a
imagine the
game changer.
commercial?
Yeah, bro, I can picture
Yeah.
it all right now.
I mean, let's say
Swiftie
she
commercial?
performs at the Super Bowl, like at halftime next year or something, and they're like, "Where's the Xbox shirt?"
Once they put a cover on with her and Kelsey on the cover. I
Oh
mean,
my
Jesus.
god! To turn it
It
into like a
might-
dating simulator, like
Well, it's gonna be part. It's gonna be part of it, right? Tycoon.
It's gotta
she's got to
be.
have her. Yeah, she's got to have her man.
I
with
think
her,
I know
right?
what this game's gonna be. I think I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the challenges, and you're gonna go through the different boyfriends and the eras of her life
The different
until she
one.
meets her tight end.
Mm, I like it. I like that tagline too. Mav, you've done pretty well with the dad jokes lately. That tagline was actually not bad. I like that one.
Thanks.
That was
Meets
a
her
good one.
tight end.
Yeah. Oh, angry hippie. Oh, if they bring back Cool Spot, oh, I'm all in. Cool Spot was freaking amazing back in the day.
Brett Bingham with the $2 super
It
chat says Herman Hulst to be like Nacho Libre Condo.
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 That's what I'm surprised we didn't have a condo game on there, Mav. Actually, that's a good point, Brett. I can't believe there wasn't.
I
like,
think it's too early.
Really creative game that spreads condo more so everywhere. I mean, how good is that? An actual condo game
spreader,
spreading more condo.
Maybe that's only like so much condo. No.
Maybe that's every game in the Xbox lineup, and they didn't feel like they needed to make a game specifically named condo.
Missed opportunity.
It's nacho.
I think I would move Bethesda proper onto that game immediately. Have them stop working on Elder Scrolls 6 and just go to condo. I think it's the next big one.
Yeah, we could do like what Ryan McCaffrey suggested, is like pull them off of like Grounded and everything else, like just to make
cancel Grounded.
Yeah.
Just play condo games.
Just play, we need to invest condo. just condo.
Yes.
It's going to be the Xbox version of the Super Game Initiative. It's going to be the condo initiative.
I like it.
And that's actually what the initiative is going to work on next after Perfect Dark.
Oh, that's their initiative.
That's the second game. Condo Initiative. And they're going to rename the studio.
How good would it be if Bond, Sarah, and Phil all come out on stage in a showcase with condo shirts on? That'd be fucking amazing.
Condo!
With Xbox and then condo underneath. Oh,
yeah.
I'd like that.
That would be fantastic.
Well, you already read the Angry Hippie one, right?
Yeah, but I didn't give him the shout out for the super chat. Okay. So Angry Hippie with the $2 super chat says, upsetting. There is no cool spots. Heads up, 7-Up. Again, cool spot game was freaking dope. The animation in that was freaking amazing.
It was cool. I miss.
I like cool spot.
The product. Like games. Yeah.
Sneak King was the fucking shit.
Yeah.
No joke.
I'm been at a dilemma on this poll that's been going. I don't know whether to touch the poll or not.
Whoa. 52 votes.
It's sitting at 52% or 48%.
Yeah.
And 48%. And like, do I let the poll go or do I turn it off? What do you guys want?
Depends on what what you like.
We got half the vote. We got half the chat voted in there.
All right.
So it's good. He's got more. Yeah, it's close. It's almost 50-50.
So
let's go.
More than a year. So he's going to take it a little easy. Buys time for that. He gets that extra level of responsibility.
Okay.
Good decision. He's got a lot of things going right now. So the man's cooking, guys. You guys don't know. 3-Bit's cooking right now. All right. So that was the
condo show
list that was leaked. And we'll see what happens. You know, maybe half of it will be true. It would be interesting to go back to it and see the percentage, Pong. Still, you think you want to over under 60%?
I'm probably going to say 40%.
40% accurate?
Sure. Yeah.
Fuzzy?
So definitely.
I'm thinking at least 50 to 60%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pong?
60 and above.
60 and
above.
Had
plenty. Yeah, there was plenty of stuff that was in there. Again, maybe the whole list is real. It's just not all going to be here, obviously, because that doesn't leave any room for like third parties really at all, like hardly.
Yeah, they don't need them anymore.
So they might cut some of those out, and you're right, but they're still going to have them here. It's partnerships, man. They're going to do that. So they might, like I said, they might put some of that stuff for later. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm not going to discredit anything on that list. I think it's all a possibility, except for obviously Star Wars and the World of Mandalorians or whatever the hell you said it was. That's bullshit. That ain't happening.
that's so funny. That's the only one you say that. Big Mac, no pickles. Is a go. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was funny as I saw somebody said this list is fake because of Silk Song.
Oh, yeah, because that person doesn't know that it's been announced for Game Pass?
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
But it wasn't,
or just doesn't believe it's going to ever show up because it's been fucking vaporware for so long, and people are now salty about it.
It wasn't the 3-piece tenders. No, none of that. It was Silk Song being there that made it impossible. I want to get to some actual real thoughts on predictions about
that was real
show.
Though. It's you just ruined the whole show. I mean, how are we going to follow that up? Fuck, there's nothing to say.
I think
What
it's
am I
safe
going
to
to say?
say.
Oh, I heard there's going to be SpaghettiOs there. I mean, what I mean,
Well,
what am I?
I think it's safe to say
Got a shadow drop.
what's not there is what got cut due to time restraints.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Right?
That's fair.
You know, because it was rumored to be a 5-hour show, and they've cut it down to an hour and a half. So they got to make some
That's
cuts.
fair.
Brett Bingham's back in the chat too.
Brett
Get him.
Bingham with a $5 super chat says, PS fans at the showcase, what is coming over? Phil, Willy Wonka, Spencer, nothing. You get nothing. That's right.
With a wink and a smile.
They'll have some stuff, but I saw people saying that they're going to mention PlayStation at the Xbox show. I think that's absolutely like not going to happen whatsoever.
I will have something to say if that happens, bro. That will be bad. That's a line you don't cross at your own show.
Yeah,
because again,
it doesn't make
there's
sense
time afterwards. No, there's time afterwards to do that. It happens with every showcase. Whoever's sponsoring it afterwards, whoever wasn't mentioned, throws up the video and says, "Hey, coming to PlayStation or whatever." You let them do that shit. You don't fucking put them on your stage at all, ever.
Yeah, I agree. So some people were saying we need clarity at the Xbox show about which games are going to be multi-plat.
What happens if they announce the PS5 Pro here at the Xbox showcase, and then a list of games
at the Call of Duty
showcase that are going there? Yeah, that are going.
It'll play best on PlayStation. How do you feel about that, Fuzz? Like, do you think they need any clarity during the actual showcase on these things, or should they just have a showcase and let it play out?
I say just have a showcase. The only clarity should be if it's day and date and Game Pass. So if it's not a first party, it's one of those third party titles. Is it day and date or is it not? Just let us know. Outside of that, it's multi-plat. You can find out when it's available in your, multi-plat store. That's about the best way to look at it. But yeah, I don't think they need to make mention of what's coming to PlayStation or whatever. If anything, PlayStation guys should already know Call of Duty is coming to their platform because they signed the contract, and Nintendo fans will have to wait until Switch 2 for it to come over. So that's as much as we need.
Yeah. I think they should just have the show and just do it like they always do. Except that this time will probably be a little different in the sense that they may not say exclusive and stuff like that, like they didn't at the Dev Direct, and leave things more open and let them wonder. Let the PlayStation guys wonder, are we going to get that game? Some people say that hurts the Xbox brand, but in a way, I almost feel like it makes people crave these Xbox games even more when they think that there's a chance they could play them. I don't know. Still, do you think they need to add clarity at the Xbox show for the multi-plats that they have, if there are any?
At the Xbox show, no. That's not the place to add the clarity. If there is going to be multi-plats or not, because you need to focus on the brand. That's not something Sony would do. So I wouldn't expect for Xbox to do it.
Right.
Now, if you want to have, like they've been doing, kind of the shows afterwards when they get into some more of the dev stuff and whatnot, maybe sprinkle some things out in there. Maybe you do start announcing some of that stuff there. Hey, you could expect a year later, whatever the case. Honestly, I don't think they need to say anything until they're ready to release it on another platform.
Right.
If that's what's going to be the case. Or, I mean, to Fuzzy's point, if it's going to be day and date on a different platform, you still don't need to say it until 3 months before the game comes out. Because that's what PlayStation does. That's the same strategy.
100%.
There's things that Xbox can do to pull from PlayStation strategy that isn't, we need to sell consoles. There's just different strategy. Again, this is going to be, I just want to see if the biggest way that they can make this the stage of dreams and everything is showing us that they're not really about the talking anymore. It's about the action and just dropping the content that they got. So that's what I would think, though.
Yeah, right on, man. What about you, Pong? Maybe hypothetically, if there's any mention of PlayStation, it's just in the Call of Duty redacted thing, and they just say that we still care about PlayStation players, or they leave it not even then.
Not even then at all. It's Game Pass. That's just like the trailer that Xbox had for Call of Duty after they released the trailer. You just plaster with Xbox and Game Pass. Again, let those announcements happen after the show. or during the show, and
Yeah,
some
I
companies
agree.
start posting, and just let that shit roll afterwards. This is still, I mean, again, if you don't believe they care about Xbox the brand anymore, then maybe somebody has a different opinion. But I still believe that they do care about the Xbox brand. I still believe the Xbox brand is going to live on for a very long time. So if that's the case, like Steele said, this show is your show. It's about the brand itself, and it still has to be about your consumers, and even more so for those people, because those people that aren't your consumers, because this showcase with the Call of Duty Direct is going to have
Mm-hmm.
more eyes from people who are not invested in Xbox
Normies.
on this showcase. They're all going to be waiting for the Direct, but they're going to stop in early because they're already going to be planning on watching the Call of Duty Direct to get the first look at Call of Duty. And they're going to be like, well, shit, might as well stop in and see what Xbox is got going on. And now with it in the air that maybe potential games are coming elsewhere, they're going to have a ton of eyes. So this whole entire show has got to be about Xbox. This entire show has got to be about your customer and potential customers that are going to be watching this show and getting all of the games here, whether they're going multi-plat or not, associated with you, because you're still trying to sell Game Pass at the end of the day. That's what you focus on during your show. Again, let the other stuff happen afterwards. The narratives can be what the narratives are going to be. It don't freaking matter at this point. Just do your thing here for the green, not for anybody else.
Yeah. Develop that word association. Call of Duty Xbox, Call of Duty Xbox,
Yep.
Call of Duty Game Pass, Call of Duty Game Pass, right?
All games,
Yep.
whatever you
Yep.
announce. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
imagine they'll say anything, right?
Nope. And that's why they better drop the whole Call of Duty list into Game Pass backwards compatible during the Call of Duty Direct, because people are going to be watching it that aren't a part of your ecosystem, don't maybe even understand as, the casuals, what Game Pass really is to this point. So hit them with what they're there for and be like, hey, oh, yeah, we're going to show you Call of Duty, but we got the backwards compatibility. The entire Call of Duty catalog is coming to Game Pass, 1 monthly fee. Hit them where it hurts. And then they'll start to understand maybe a little bit, or start to investigate Game Pass a little bit, but you hit them with what they're there for. And that's a win, because you will get some people sold on it for sure. It's going to be it's just such a great opportunity for them.
So
that's why I think it's nothing.
Revise this question a little bit and to look at it from another angle. Do we hear them say the words exclusive or exclusively on at any point regarding Xbox during the show?
Yeah.
Exclusively on Xbox, like just exclusive in general.
Exclusive, just like exclusive Xbox in any kind of way, right? Do we hear them, because they didn't do it at the Dev Direct with anything, right?
Oh, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough to say. I think they still may do that just for brand recognition's sake. But it's just the reason I'm so like standoffish about it, because they haven't been just Xbox for a while. So because they've treated it more like, and that's how I see it, more like the ecosystem is Xbox. So when I think of it, that's kind of why I'm like, I don't know, because of how I'm thinking about it. Now for the normies, and I think that's who they need to continue to speak to until the transition becomes more seamless, or at least more people become aware. I think it just needs to be Xbox. Whatever you consider Xbox. I mean, whether they want to say Xbox platform, Xbox ecosystem, Xbox, it has to be said like that if they're going to do any changes.
Right, because I think a lot of people still associate, when they say exclusively on Xbox, they'll just think console, right?
Right.
And so you may have PC gamers like, okay, well, I'm not going to get that game, right? But it could be coming to PC day one.
Yeah, it could be coming to Steam.
Right, exactly. So it's like, how do you make that clear? And that's the issue I think they've had for a while now, with communication, being able to kind of explain what the ecosystem is in general. I mean, you see the whole conversation all the damn time about like console wars and how Xbox is dying and all these things because they're losing in the console space, but really the ecosystem is much larger than that. And actually, like, player base wise, like, who knows exactly the ratio, but we know the player counts of some of these Xbox properties, like Fallout 76 just hit 20 million players, right? Like, a lot of those aren't on console, right? A lot of those are on PC. And that's the way it is for a lot of their franchises, like Minecraft and Call of Duty is going to be the same way. You're going to have a huge player base on PlayStation. You're gonna have a huge player base on Xbox and PC, mobile with Call of Duty, with the different mobile games that they have and all that kind of stuff. So when they use these words, it's kind of like, how do you say it to make people really understand? And because of the diversity of their ecosystem, it's kind of like exclusively on Xbox, PC, Steam. Like you're not going to do that, right? And it could be, maybe that's one of the reasons we have seen less of that communication after some of the reveals lately, because it has been so diverse. Not necessarily that they're planning on putting everything on PlayStation, right? Even though, who knows? Future is what it is. Like, who knows?
You can still do console exclusive. Again, because I think most of the stuff, even if it's going multi-plat, is going to be timed. So unless it's day and date going multi-plat to PlayStation, you could still use console exclusive as a timed exclusive thing. Right. Because if it's your first party, you're the owner of the IP. So it's not even like you have to put a disclaimer, like Square Enix does, exclusive for a 6-month period ending and blah. You don't even have to do that. You don't have to tell anybody what your plans are. So you could still roll out there as long as you're not doing multi-plat day and date on some of these games. Just go console exclusive, right? And then that's all you need to say, and people will understand that. It's because most people nowadays understand that terminology because it's been used for enough years now. So that's what I would do. And I think that they are going to still do that because I think they are legit. Again, they're not going full third party out the gate. Like they still are going to have things that you can only play in the Xbox ecosystem, at least for a period of time, which may be a year, 2 years, whatever the case may be. So yeah, still use that, still push it for sure, because you're selling Game Pass. 100%.
Okay, so next question. This is I'm expecting some kind of ABK drop or announcement of back compat games or past catalog games coming to Game Pass, like Call of Duties or whatever. Okay, do they do that with Call of Duty first? And if they do, is it all Call of Duties, or do they do it in waves, like with Black Ops is coming later this year, so they do all the Black Ops games, and then like later they do the Modern Warfare. So you just give every fucking thing. I'm not necessarily asking what we want. I'm just saying, what do you think they're gonna do?
I think that they should release it in waves more so, just because you can kind of work off of the hype, right? Since Black Ops is coming out this time, I think if you pushing the other Black Ops games out there as well for those who may be interested in the story, I think would be extremely smart. And you could continue this whole espionage spy kind of thing that they got going on, the truth behind the lie, or whatever the case, continue to mix it up. I mean, again, I'm asking for a lot from the marketing team, but I'm sure Activision, if they're already doing it this way, which we haven't seen from them in forever, I think that would make more sense. And then when the next time, and this may be putting too much time in between, but maybe one or two things, whenever the other studios come back, Infinity War, whoever, and you get another Modern Warfare or whatever that next game is going to end up be, whether it's a true Modern Warfare 3 or whatever they want to do, that's when you release those other ones and build that hype up again. That would be the way that I think would be best. That way you're keeping things together and the conversation is around a singular type of IP, right? Black Ops being with Black Ops and the Modern Warfare being with Modern Warfare. But again, with them all being older games, you could just throw them out there. But at the same time, I kind of would feel like maybe you just dig into the bag and dig out specific ones that were hitters and do it that way as well. Yeah. I don't know.
There's benefits to both ways, and it's hard, so it's kind of hard to decide what could be the best, right? What about you, Fuzz?
I think it's a tough call. Like you said, there's benefits to doing it either way, but I'm all for going ahead and just putting them all in there, because once you rip the Band-Aid off kind of thing with putting Call of Duty in there from the newest one, and you're trying to attract possibly those PS4 players that haven't upgraded to the next gen console, have every game that they probably already have on their PS4 already in Game Pass. So when they come over, they don't have to worry about rebuying the game. It's just get the subscription, and they'll be able to, because I think with Call of Duty, once you log into like Activision's server or whatever, your progress should carry over, or at least all of the stuff that you would be, have achieved or whatever. Hopefully they do like cross progression or something on at least some of the newer ones anyway. And It'll make it an easier transition for last gen players to come on over, especially if the whole catalog is there. If you do it piecemeal, it may not lure them in, but you'll be able to extend that hype for a longer period of time. I don't know how exactly, kind of like what Steve was saying. If you want to do all the Black Ops ones first and then move to another, franchise portion of it, but I think just put them all in there, get people to come over. They have access to everything that day. They don't have to worry about rebuying it. They can hop into whatever game they want. They don't have to wait for, how many weeks or months before, the original Modern Warfare 2 or something along those lines kind of thing.
Right. Are you there? Well, first of all, I don't know. It's hard for me to decide. Like, I want both. Like, I think in a way it's like, okay, if they do it in ways, I'm going to be excited more for that and then get more things to look forward to. And they keep doing it like that. And it's always keep my mind. And also, like, I think of it like from Xbox's perspective, it keeps them in the news more and with positive momentum and continuing that drop of content. But like the other aspect is like, do you make one huge splash and just have this massive moment where it's like such a huge deal that people can't ignore it? What do you think, Pong?
All at once. For Call of Duty.
Yeah.
For Call of Duty. For the rest of the Activision titles, you can do it in waves, right? You can still have your moments with those. But for the Call of Duties, because everybody's got their favorite Call of Duties, and it's all different. Right. There's, again, the Call of Duty community has all different players who like all different types of Call of Duty. So I don't think you hold back. I think you make the big moment splash with that on top of obviously the Call of Duty Direct. Once again, emphasizing over and over again that it's in Game Pass day and date, the new one. And then you just give the Call of Duty fans, because you want to grab as many of those as you possibly can, all the titles, so people aren't sitting back going, yeah, but man, I really like World War II. Why it's not in there? You give them all of it, because again, I think that's how you get the most people to come in and play those games in the backwards compatibility out the gate, and you get the friends of friends who don't have an Xbox, right? Talking about whatever their favorite game was from back in the day, or their couple favorite Call of Duties were from back in the day. And they're like, oh shit, man. Yeah. We're playing on, we're playing Modern Warfare, the original, back on Xbox again. And then that one buddy that doesn't have an Xbox per se, right, is shit out of luck. It's just, I think it's more effective with that franchise and with that amount of games. Just drop them all at one time. Let everybody go pick up their favorites, start replaying again. There's going to be a whole bunch of people who want to go back and replay campaigns. There's people who never played campaigns that may now, as they gotten older, want to go back and play those campaigns. Like, it just makes sense for me, at my standpoint, just to do it all at one time. I see both reasons why. Obviously, again, they could certainly use it in the way that, Steele was talking about, for sure. Sorry, Fuzz, I missed your comments. But I just think that it's more effective one time on top of the Direct. I think you just hit them with the 1-2 punch. I think it's perfect timing and you capitalize. So that's just my opinion. The rest of the catalog, I want the other catalog more so, right? Dropped all in so I can go see what they're actually going to get done and what's available, right? I'd rather have that whole catalog drop right away, but I'm saying from my perspective, just you can use that in waves through the rest of this year or whatever the case may be, and have your news cycles with that. Call of Duty, just get it over with, get it all in there.
It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out, because it's I think the only game so far has been Diablo 4, right?
Correct. Yep.
And this deal got closed late last year, and I think they've been holding for this announcement for some of the stuff, and they did say be patient. They're gonna have to get some stuff worked out and stuff to make it work.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of back end stuff at work, man.
Yeah. But ultimately,
they could have had more by now if they really wanted to. They could have had some
of these back compat stuff. Like, it would be easier, than like the bigger like live service games. I could understand more of the back end stuff on those, but even then, like, I don't know. It seems like they pulled shit out of their ass so fast at different times if they really need to, that they could have made this work sooner if they really wanted to. And I think it's probably a strategic plan of how they're announcing and dropping and stuff. But it would have made sense, though, if that was the case for Call of Duty, to have that and more in like March or so, right? To get that hype momentum when people were feeling kind of like, oh, well, there's nothing going on right here, right now, you know? But we'll see. The second half is so fucking loaded with Xbox, and with this to look forward to as well, it just adds to it. Got a couple super chats real quick. Danny Passion with the 5 says, I think that Microsoft needs to release a few Xbox Studio games day and date on PlayStation to see how the media will review them. We'll see how they review Call of Duty. What was it?
I think they already know how it would be reviewed.
Yeah. So. What did IGN give Call of Duty last year? Wasn't it like a 4 or a 5 or something like that?
Yeah, and they didn't they even score the early access? Didn't they do like when I think they gave a score to it? Oh my god, bro! Yes, it was something small. It was something.
Yeah. Like anyway. People don't like when I criticize games media, right? But sometimes, you know, you just see what you see with your eyes, you feel what you feel with the controller, and you see what some person gives that used to be reserved for broken trash that is like...
It was a 4 out of 10, by the way.
And it's like, what are they doing? You know? Anyway. We also got, let's see here. I think, did I get Alvin's?
No.
Alvin hit us with a $5 super chat. Says, you want the COD fan base as a whole in a Black Ops mood come October instead of the Modern Warfare people in their silo not playing Gulf War. Drop Black Ops games first. See, that's one of the things, like, are they thinking about that? Is that, like, advice from the Call of Duty teams? Like, to say, hey, let's focus on this franchise, and then after... I don't know. But I don't want to, like... I don't know when the next Modern Warfare game's coming out either, though, so I don't know if it would make sense to hold the Modern Warfare franchise back to hype up Modern Warfare. But I can make case for the Black Ops thing, you know.
Off topic, but you guys see real quick that Black Ops 6 is actually listed as DLC by Activision?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Because it's all in it's in Call of Duty.
It's part of Call of Duty,
which I hate, which I really cannot stand. At least in the transitions when they do them, because at least between Modern Warfare 2 to 3, it made no sense that I had to open up 2 to get to 3, then it had to close down, and then it had to pop back up. And now this is a PC issue, not really a console thing, which again, you see the convenience factor. But if you're able to do it on console, why isn't it like that on PC then? So it just creates this, why is it up, down, oh, I got to jump through here, oh, Warzone's its own thing. Like, I do think at some point here very soon, Warzone needs to be separated out. If it's free to play, be its own thing, and it has been its own thing, because Call of Duty comes with a premium multiplayer. You're paying for that multiplayer and the campaign still. It's still a premium game. The only thing that's free is Warzone now, unless they make multiplayer free, which I think they should, because of the benefits they would see from that from skin packs and whatnot, especially with everything carrying over now. That is the best move moving forward. They say, hey, I think they should, I don't know, there's a lot of different plays that I think that they should end up working. Maybe even bring Call of Duty down in price to 50, make the multiplayer free. That would flood so many people into the ecosystem, because it's not even a question anymore. Oh, I'm gonna jump into Game Pass, get Call of Duty for free, or I gotta pay $50. Oh well. Campaign, oh well. Like, I just think the perspective on that stuff would be so different. Like, there's so many different avenues that they could play with. Now, will they do that? Probably not, because they're greedy, but there's just so many good things that they could do that would amp up those numbers that they are looking for. Because again, if they go from 35 to 50 million after going into the beginning of the year because of the different plays they make for this year and COD, they'll start. I think they'll start seeing that they're moving in the right direction. I don't know.
I do appreciate that you can choose and pick what you want to install from Call of Duty within that, right?
After the fact,
But it is such a convoluted fucking thing, and it takes up so much damn space. I don't think there's anything that I've uninstalled and reinstalled more and trying to figure out all the compatibility packs and all that shit more than Call of Duty games. This generation. Oh, they take up half of your hard drive, right? They take up half of the space almost, especially for like on Series S. It's like, it's just ridiculous. So like, yeah, if you want to play other games, sometimes you got to make that decision, or you got to go get more storage, right? And it was like, okay, my buddies want to play Call of Duty. okay, I'll only sit here for an hour and a half and download and figure out all this shit all of a sudden again. Like, that's one thing I could hope, cross my fingers, is maybe they could find out a way to optimize that whole process and system more. Somehow, I got to give credit to, sometimes I'll throw Ubisoft a bone, right? Ubisoft has some massive fucking games. Really big games, but somehow their file sizes for storage are nowhere near like some of the other big games out there. Like 2K, Call of Duty, you know, like even if you look at like Maddens and all these kind of things are like 100 gigabytes and more a lot of times, right?
Yeah,
So
Valhalla ain't bad.
a lot of times the Ubisoft games, even for these massive, huge games, will be like 50, 60 gigs, 40 gigs or whatever. And it's like, how'd they do that when these other games can't figure it out? So the little bone to Ubisoft for that, whatever they're doing. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see on the Call of Duty front, but I think it's safe to say that's going to be kind of a separate part of the show towards the Call of Duty whole section.
That's going to be the next part.
The redacted thing. Runtime, guys. Show. Did they announced more of the show today, but I didn't see an announcement of runtime for the show. Did anybody see this?
Wasn't there like 3 hours rumored before or something like that?
So the rumors for the regular show was that it was that long, and they've been trying to get it cut down. And they've been trying to cut it down to be something normal.
You should have asked your source. You should have asked your source.
I should have.
Maybe like, what y'all think? Like 2? I think 2 would be a good look. If they got so much
two without the direct, 2 without the direct, yeah, maybe.
Special Nick's in the chat. He might know.
Special Nick's in the chat. What up, Special Nick?
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
Nick.
I wonder if he's heard about the Big Mac game.
He might have heard the runtime though. Nick, have you heard about the runtime for the showcase? The Big Mac game. Yeah, I'm sure that was on his list of leaks.
Probably.
So the only thing about that, okay, you think about a 2-hour show, even if it's that, and I still think that's long. Think of a 2-hour show. They've worked into the habit that they're all about showing games, right? Mm-hmm. If it ends up being 3 hours and they had to take it down some. What, you take it down to maybe 2:30, 2:15. We've seen what they could do in 15 minutes sometimes.
Right? Oh, yeah.
So it's like, especially for those last bits, if we're expecting a Gears announcement, a lot of those different things, how much time are we? I think the better question is like, and not to dismiss the question, but I think the better question may be also, or maybe just an additional part to it, is how long do you think they're going to spend on the different games? Like Perfect Dark, for an example. If it's truly not in development hell and it is here and ready to be shown, how much time do you spend on that? 10, 15, do a little dev thing?
That's the question, Steel. Or do you go back to the direct? I mean, you've got the direct now in your back pocket, so you can pull out a direct anytime this year and do another direct on some of the games closer. So do you need to do a ton of gameplay? I think that's probably where the balance is going to be. How much gameplay for each one? Right?
That's a long time.
Yeah. I think on some of those, some of the games that we haven't seen since they've been announced, they better bring gameplay. They better bring gameplay, even if it's 2 minutes. You better show some gameplay, right?
Able gameplay, maybe.
You better not. Yeah, you better not come with
another.
You better not come with another CGI trailer for State of Decay, Perfect Dark.
Oh no,
Fable. Yeah. You better give some solid gameplay.
State of Decay. We need in game. Yeah, we need in game gameplay footage ready to rock. Yeah, we need to see what you're doing. I mean, Everwild.
Yeah, no. Like Everwild's not showing up again. I swear to.
It needs to, because you can't get, bro. They said they had to rework the game, and then it's about time for you to show something again.
They didn't have a game. They just got their solar panels installed.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I think Steele turned off his camera because he got access to one of these games earlier. Are you playing the Big Mac or are you playing the 3-piece tender or the large fries?
Oh, right now I'm playing the sour cream and onion.
Okay, I can tell you turn off your camera because you're snacking on something, bro. That's awesome. Sour cream and onions. That's the next expansion.
Playing the sour cream and onion game.
Yeah, let's go. All right, so let's get into some actual speculation on some predictions here. There's like the safe bets. You know what I mean? So let's go with some safe bets here first. Let's go like 3 safe bets each. And,
oh God!
And then we got to have some fun. Okay. Now, last time we did the safe bets thing with you, Steel, you went fucking ape shit on that, and you
I
went
was sure,
way
man.
outside of the
I was
box.
sure.
Yeah, you were sure. All
Oh.
right.
I was sure.
Mm.
I was so sure I'm gonna have to repeat
You were
one of mine.
You were sure
back to
you were
back.
full of shit, is what you were. That's for damn sure.
Nah, see what happens. People discredit your opinion.
Yeah.
Now we can look back after the fact and say that.
Let's start with Fuzz. Let's get some 3 safe bets, man.
I think Perfect Dark is one of those safe bets.
Mhm.
I kind of want to say State of Decay, but I don't know.
50-50.
And I think Forza Horizon 6.
Forza Horizon 6 is a safe
It's
bet.
a safe bet. Here we
Whoa.
go.
He's shown, not that it's releasing this year. It'll release sometime mid to late next year, but I think we
Fuzzy,
get to
when
see
have
it.
they been working? Okay, tell me, Fuzzy, because you obviously you've known Playground inside and out.
Before we get to this, I just got to say something real quick.
Sure.
Forza Horizon 6 was definitely on my no list, but the only reason now it's into consideration in my mind is because Fuzzy said so. Because
I know.
all of his predictions always come true.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So what were you saying, Pong? Sorry.
Who's working on this game? Since they have who?
Well, they split the team, so they have,
Right.
even though they're still doing content updates for 5,
Mm-hmm.
it's a smaller grouping of that Forza Horizon group. So the main part of that team has been working on 6 for a while. I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but I would say it's probably somewhere like in the 20s to 30s as far as those that are doing the updates. And the
Okay.
main part of the team that's like double to triple that is doing the 6 stuff. I don't know how far along it is, but I believe they at least have a map and they have the cars, they have the handling stuff because of
Something to
the,
tease.
yeah. So I think we get to at least see an in-engine display, and maybe it's Japan and the rest of the world can get hype over it, coming either. I still think it's 2026, but it could be a late 2025. But I'm still thinking it's 2026 for it. But I think they tease it now.
So traditionally on the Forza games, like Forza Horizon especially, they wait to announce it the year it releases, right? Like Forza Horizon 5 didn't get announced until that summer,
True.
right? At that summer show. However, that was more of an expectation to be there, right? And the other shows before that were more about like the future and all that kind of stuff, right? So it could make sense. And when they showed Forza Horizon 5 for the first time, our minds were fucking blown. Because remember they had the Mexico and they like went through and it looked real because they had the canyons and the water and stuff. And then like we're like, oh, that's fucking like in game. And we're like, what? Is this real? Right? So maybe just because of the hype, I've always believed that this is not going to release this year. So I'm with you on the possible end of 2025, right? But maybe because of the hype and how big Forza Horizon franchise has gotten, maybe that would make sense for them to announce it earlier just to get that more excitement around Forza brand and all that kind of stuff, potentially.
Only if you're going to Japan. Only if you're going to Japan, that'll be the only way that works.
God,
because you can do an early tease with that, and that would get people excited. And in 2026, you drop it with the new console as well, and you have that and Gear 6 going back to like the roots of what people used to say. Oh, this is all you got. Now this is what you release with, and they're killer.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yo, that would blow them up. That would be the talk for at least 6 months, because both games, I mean, Gear 6 is going to be another showcase for Unreal. Right, it's gonna have multiplayer as well. Maybe people actually it actually catches this time. Some more people are involved more than ever before. Horizon, to our point, like it's blown up more than ever before. If you take it to Japan, that's going to take it over the top, because people have been asking for that since the last 2 games. Hey, we want to go to Japan. Hey, we want to go. Okay, well, I guess we'll go here then. It's just they're in a perfect space to where if they really hit it right this year, oh my god, the avalanche to follow.
Yeah. Well, they have more competition too for Forza Horizon coming. Like they already have Ubisoft put out Crew Motorfest. I don't know how it's doing, right? But it's a solid, fun game, right?
It looks like it's averaging out, but it's everywhere too. So that's they have that.
And then you have Test Drive Solar Crown's going to come out this year. Coming out in September, I think, is when they said.
Yeah, September.
And then there's the Maverick Studios game, which is a former Playground Games, just signed the deal to make a new narrative-based Playground type racing game. So it sounds almost like a Need for Speed situation.
Fast and Furious-esque or OG Fast and Furious-esque.
Something like that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what it is.
They partnered with Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, Amazon. Right. Mm-hmm.
It'll be multi-platform. What's that? What was that show that used to be part of Forza as far as like the
Top
voices?
Gear? Top Gear?
Yeah.
Oh, Top Gear.
What was the replacement for that Amazon owns the rights to? Is it still Top Gear or is it called something else?
On Amazon it was called something else. It was the Grand Tour. The Grand Tour.
Grand Tour, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling there'll be an updated version of that, but more open world.
That's a good call because Amazon, but like I don't think they make any more Grand Tour content because I think all those guys are done. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I miss those guys. Like when they were in Forza doing the voiceovers and stuff, that was like really good. I miss that show. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see with Forza. I'm calling that. I'm less. It's a possibility, but I think more than likely, and maybe this is just my wishful thinking, is we see them acknowledge Forza Motorsport and talk about some kind of a big update expansion type content to it, to kind of bolster it a little bit.
Drag racing.
Yeah, talk about all the stuff that's coming to Forza Motorsport and stuff, and kind of revitalize that community a little bit. It's a possibility. We'll see. But I like your 3, man. It'd be amazing. Perfect. So it's Perfect Dark. Forza Horizon 6 was safe. And then what was the third one again?
I'm hesitant to say State of Decay 3. I think it shows up, but I don't think we get full on gameplay. I think we get in-engine like vertical slice kind of thing. So it wouldn't be like controller ready to play. It'll be more pre-rendered kind of stuff, but in engine. I think that's where they're at right now, or at least what they're willing to show.
Okay, I like it. If real quick, if they do Forza Horizon 6 in Tokyo, I am calling for like an actual like them to kind of revitalize it into more city oriented, right?
Yeah.
I don't, if they go to Japan and they have the highway system of like Tokyo and stuff at their disposal, and they don't use it for street racing and stuff like that, I will be like majorly disappointed. But that's just me. Traditionally, it's not that kind of game. It's more of like a country road kind of game or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next? Pong? Steel? I see Steel's on mute, and I see Pong turn off his camera, so I can go next, or we can. Yeah, let's do. I'll go ahead and go. Let these guys eat their chips and pee or whatever they're doing. So I'll say safe bet. I'm with you on Perfect Dark 100%. Like, been calling for it. It's time. It needs to be there. If it's not there, it will be like an uproar from people like, what the fuck's wrong with Perfect Dark, right? It's got to be at this show. So that's 1, okay? 2, safe bet. And this is maybe kind of entered my brain today just because of Twitter. I think we actually see Clockwork Revolution again.
Yeah.
Because they put a post out today randomly about weapons, crafting, like and stuff like that, like reloading and weapon crafting. I don't remember exactly what they said, but that tweet was like, okay, that's interesting, random, out of nowhere. So I'm going to put Clockwork Revolution on the list for the safe bets just because of that tweet. It entered my brain. And then after that, I'm going to say Contraband is going to show up. The other, I mean, you could say Avowed, Aura, Towerborn, these other ones we know we're getting. Flight Sim 2024, we know we're getting later this year, so those are the easy safe bets. So I kind of don't want to stay away from those, but I think we get potentially Contraband because of the conversation's been out there saying it's like fun, it's in a playable state, all these kind of things. That means it's probably ready to show, and I think they talk about potentially an early 2025 release date for it. I think that would make a lot of sense, and it would give people something to look forward to after this deluge of games coming the second half of this year. So those are my 3 safe bets.
Okay.
Pong, before you get going.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
I saw it. We're
Hey.
good. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, aboard the Fun Speculation Hype Train. I want you to all put your hands together for a brand new car full of 5. That's right. 5 speculators have joined us. That's right, because the one and only Lotus Esprit, he doesn't fly, he drives because he's a freaking Lotus. He sped on by. He got on the court with an easy 5 bomb. That's right, an easy layup, a little finger roll for everybody. And he got us up to Mach 2.5. That's right. We were just cruising along on this freaking amazing Friday night and a nice Mach 2.
Forza Horizon Country Roads.
That's right. Everybody, Lotus Esprit showing off. He heard Forza Horizon. He's like, I got it. I got a Lotus for y'all right here. So thank you, Lotus Esprit, because we are now traveling on Mach 2.5. So as everybody knows, please buckle up, strap down those 4-point harnesses a little bit tighter. We're starting to feel it a little bit around here. The furnace is burning hot. Thank you all for being here. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo. Keeping us ad-free in 2024. Hashtag no beans on the Fun Speculation Network. Thank you.
No beans. No beans.
No beans. No beans.
What do you got for safe bets, Pong? You gonna play ultra safe? You're gonna be a little bit courageous here,
I mean, I don't.
You're another year older, so maybe your confidence is just even that much stronger.
No, I didn't even remember there was a showcase going on. So I mean, that's now that I'm a year older.
It is because the cloud hanging over your head for the show.
What are we talking about? I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
What day is it?
Yeah,
we're talking about Big Macs and tenders.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can talk fast food. Safe bet. What did you say, Matt? What was your list? I heard the last.
Mine was Perfect Dark.
You went Perfect Dark.
Contraband.
Yeah.
What was my third one, Fuzzy? Do you remember? Chat.
God, talking about me being old.
I'm having a senior moment as well.
Chat. What was my
Jesus.
third one?
God dang it. Definitely Contraband. Definitely.
I remember
Perfect
those
Dark.
2. It's the middle one that just escapes me for some reason. And nobody in the chat's gonna remember either.
No, nobody listens.
Nobody
It
listens.
was just like, what?
Well, I need Q-tips for my own ears. So
Clockwork. Because of the
Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah,
Clockwork
because of the
Revolution.
tweet. There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
thanks, Fuzz.
Clockwork.
You're amazing.
That was a good one, Matt. I've been on Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah, I saw that tweet today. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I've been on it for a while. I think it's farther along than South of Midnight.
Yeah.
So I even, if you go back late last year, early this year, I was saying that I thought it might sneak in this year. I think NXL is ready. So I think it's a good one too, even though it's not really safe because we haven't heard any smoke that it's going to be there again.
Yeah.
But it's a good call. ZeniMax Online will be there. It's one of my safe ones. They're going to finally show. They have to. There's no way after 5-6 years we aren't going to see whatever the hell they've been working on. There's just no freaking way. I mean, of course, there's a way. There's always a chip in a chair that's not going to happen, and I'll be going, "What the hell are we doing?" But ZeniMax Online, I believe, is going to have a big presence on top of what they normally do with ESO update and all that kind of stuff. So I think we get the ZeniMax Online, whatever the next game is here for sure. I would say, I mean, safe bets. So there's like a bunch. I was trying to think outside the box a little bit, like you, Mav, but
Yeah.
I mean, Gear 6 is going to be here. I'll take one of the safe ones. Gear 6 is going to be here for sure. We're definitely getting a tease from Coalition on that. And then what else? I
mean, Tom Warren's been all over the Gears thing, right? I mean, pretty much
Yeah.
Told
Yeah.
everybody it's going to be here a while
Yeah.
back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have. Yes, for sure. One more safe bet. I mean, I can't think of anything kind of outside the box off the top of my skull. I try to think of one of the forgotten ones, but there's really nothing forgotten. I'll go with Replaced. Replaced is going to be here for sure.
Okay.
We're gonna get a release date.
I like it.
So, yeah, I'll just go with that.
There's
for sure.
A lot of people talk about it and are ready to play that game. When we first saw it, it looked fucking amazing, right?
Bro,
So,
I can't imagine.
But it's one of those games that gets announced and then like just sticks around for years and years. Y'all remember Below? And it was like it was like one of the first Xbox One shows when they announced games coming and stuff. And then like it went the entire generation and like released at the end of the generation and without any fanfare or mention too much of it or anything, because like it just got forgot about it. But like for 2 years there was like so much conversation and hype about Below, right? And then it just kind of released, so I don't want to see that with Replaced. The Last Night, maybe it's already in that same situation now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tim Swart's been active, and he is saying that they're moving. They obviously updated a ton, because if you go look at his Twitter, the stuff that he's posted recently from the first time they showed that game, what has it been, Fuzzy? 6 years?
It's at least 6.
I think it's at least 6.
2018 or 19 or something.
Yeah, 2018 show, I think it was. I think it was a 2018 show. So 6 years from that first time, and what he said, in his latest tweets and what he showed, just basically like screenshots, what they're doing with the tech now and how far they've come and what they're doing with that game. We're going to have our minds blown once that game drops. Tim Sword ain't no joke. He's on to something, but they are moving forward with that game. So I can't imagine. I don't know when it's going to drop, but I imagine in the next couple of years we see it. So, but anyways, that's sidetrack. I'm just like super excited for that game. I've wanted that game forever.
Shout out to Risk It for the Biscuit and the Xbox Infinite viewers that have come over here hanging out. And Risk It, just to let you guys know, just to add a little bit more confirmation here, the list that we started the show with, Risk It did just say on Twitter he can 100% confirm.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Right.
Well, then it's definitely locked.
It's locked and loaded, man. Big Macs for everybody in Game Pass. Let's fucking go. Safe bet, Steel Rain.
Oh God, here we go.
Yeah, this is a dangerous.
Safe bet.
Steel doesn't listen to words. He just goes with his heart.
He just hears bet and then he goes.
That's safe. It's safe though, man.
He's always swinging for the fence.
Just because it's safe for me doesn't mean it's safe for you. Safe bet. Of course. Paul said it, but I'm gonna go with Gears because I can't put down the hype. There's just too many things leaning in the right direction. So that's gonna be one. Another safe bet. Let's see. Are we gonna include like second and third party as well, like coming into Game Pass or anything like that?
Go for it. Yeah, why not?
Was Black Myth confirmed to come to Game Pass or not?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
So Black Myth is going to be coming to Game Pass. It's going to be downstairs.
Wow,
that is guaranteed. That's safe. That's safe. We need some of that Eastern flavor.
Craziest thought, because as anticipated as that game is, they haven't released a game before, right? So it's not like they're just flooded with cash.
And they weren't at the Sony. They weren't at the Sony show.
That's true.
It is true, and they've been seemingly, seems like there's something healthy happening there. No, let's see. I'll pull that. I'll pull that one back. No, I'm going to keep it. I like it. For the third one, let's see.
What was your first one again? So Black Myth, and what was your first one?
Gears.
Okay, Gears.
Yeah, that's
super safe. Yeah,
Gears Collection. I'm going to be.
Oh, okay. That's
Gears
a little
Collection.
Bit less, that's a little bit less safe than Gears 6, I think.
No, Collection. It's safe.
Okay.
It has to be. There's no other way.
Full multiplayer suite in that?
Everything. It's gonna be full. It's gonna be full boat.
Nice.
Campaigns, multiplayer, everything's gonna play seamlessly. Like MCC, but much better. Because the coalition actually cares. Yeah. Let's see. So Black Myth would be the second one to drop in there.
Love it.
Third one. I think the third one I'm going to do the first Descent. Well, that's going to be Game Pass. That's going to be free to play anyway, so I'm not going to do that. Never mind. Our rivals is there. Let's see what else we got to pay for.
Wuthering
It's supposed to be
Waves
coming out this year. Wuthering Waves would be cool, but it's free to play.
It's like
so that's kind
that
of
game has stole your heart, bro.
I really do like Wuthering Waves. It's going to be a really good game. It has beauty similar, akin to Ghost of Tsushima, honestly, and it's made by a much smaller team with a much smaller budget, and it's free to play, and it has better combat. But anyway, that's a different tangent. Let's see, what would my third one be, man? We want to really dig in deep in those pockets. Yeah, it's crazy because like all the other ones that Xbox is typically releasing, like you go down the line, are not typically what I would look for. Although this is going to be one way on the left field, and I doubt that it's going to happen because it wasn't announced. No, I'll do that for the crazy one. I'll do that for the crazy one. I was going to do it because I liked it. I'll save that for the crazy one. What is the last safe thing that they could have here? So I said Black Myth, Gears. I feel like certain Affinity has to show whatever they're working on that is in relation to Halo. Or 343, whatever. I feel like that would have to be safe. Because that has been because I felt we were supposed to hear about that, I feel like almost 2 years ago at this point, and it was delayed for whatever reason. And from Jez and Rand's conversation today, Jez made it seem as though, well, he didn't make it seem as though he said he heard that Forge was able to get imported to Unreal Engine pretty well.
Okay.
So if that is the case, then certain Affinity may be much further ahead or close to dropping their project than we come to expect. They just got settled in. They had the mural of Chief on the wall. Like there's just too many things that are being at least a gameplay trailer or some form of a trailer or something for it, I think, to tease. Because the other thing too, while I'll tie into that, and this is also something that pissed me off, is that the Halo channel on YouTube
I saw that.
That growing up is realizing that Spartans do die.
Right.
So what the fuck are you talking about? Because that's like
wasn't that a meme?
That's taboo.
But wasn't that a meme? Wasn't there a meme about
Spartans
I don't never dying or something like that? I think
somebody
said
that was a thing in Halo. When Spartans don't die, they just go they're missing in action.
They go MIA. They go MIA. Right. Yeah. So
it's like
you don't think that was a play off of that? Don't you think it was a play off of that?
For what though?
Just for
why would you play off of that? For what?
Social media.
So you're thinking they're leading up to some kind of announcement.
There has to be some kind of tease, some kind of something, some kind of, is there some story to be told? Or are we going to get the information like that? Because we don't know what happened to Locke, right? People think that he died or whatever else the case might be. Is that what certain Affinity is working on? Is it not the Battle Royale game because they wanted to make a more focused experience, kind of like ODST? Maybe it's third person, who knows? But no, I think that would be a safe bet just because it's been kind of rumored for some time, but we'll see. I'll leave it at that. So the certain Affinity project, whatever that is, I think that's safe a bet. Gears Collection
and then Black
is a safe bet. And then Black Myth Wukong coming to game.
Okay. Safe bets. I tell you guys that Steel takes the safe bets to another little level here. I love the confidence, man. Loving the confidence. Alvin hit us with a $5 super chat. It says, in responding to Dirt, Jez heavily implied Metal Gear would be at Xbox a few days ago.
Which is interesting. If the new Metal Gear is going, because it's supposed to be the remake, right?
I think it'll be like it's Metal Gear Delta, or whatever.
Snake Eater Delta.
Yeah. So it's like a remake of.
I never played the original, so
I never played. And it showed up at an Xbox show before. It was when they announced
Didn't Phantom Pain also Metal Gear 5 Phantom Pain? Didn't that show up on Xbox?
That released on Xbox day one. Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know if they had it at a marketing thing or if that was on PlayStation. I don't remember,
because I feel like that was part of the reason. Like me and the homies was like so like over the top about it as well, because I felt like it was the first
Yeah.
time like Metal Gear was like, I don't know, man, maybe I'm tripping, but anyway.
Is Metal Gear the game that Jez was teasing in his predictions on his article? Because they made it seem like it was Dragon Age, right? But it could have been Metal Gear.
I think Dreadwolf might be a bit. I think Dreadwolf's definitely a bit out.
Well, they've been
I don't know if
so
you tease it yet.
the thing
right?
that happened the other
No,
day.
it's supposed to be ready this year.
Yeah, the thing that happened.
Oh,
the other
really?
day
Oh, damn! I
is
missed
it
that.
like
Yeah.
accidentally
Forgot about
went
that.
to pre-install on Xbox?
Yes.
With they even had a
Oh, okay.
description and everything, right?
Oh,
Which
damn.
could have just again, it could still it's certainly possible, right?
Yeah.
I still think it's a summer. I still think it's a Keeley thing, because obviously they would still have
It
the
could
pre.
be.
They would still have the pre-install ready
Yeah.
if they're going to announce a trailer with a release date and go ahead and
Is Keely
pre-order,
after?
pre-install. No, it's on the 7th Friday.
Yeah, before.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah,
It's gonna be.
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna be.
So
fucked
what?
up.
Okay, so
God
what if we
damn.
get this?
How
Okay,
about that?
at the Keeley's, we
That's
get
something
we'll,
there,
we get
too.
a Dreadwolf trailer,
Yeah.
and then at the Xbox show, like in Jez's tease about a third-party multi-plat game that has a weary fan base. This will be offering solace to a weary fan base, right? With it gets gameplay debut.
I'd be interested.
right?
mean,
I think that would
don't know if it's the same
possibly lean to. Okay, so it's shown at the Keeley's, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then we get
Yes.
the gameplay of it
Mhm.
at the Xbox show for
Yeah.
Dragon Age.
And Metal Gear does fit that too as well. So,
Yeah, that could be the same
Okay,
situation. there.
yeah.
yeah.
But does Keeley leave Metal Gear off because of his relationship with Kojima?
Well,
I
that's
think
a
that
good-
would be a reason to put it on, if anything.
Well,
I feel like Metal Gear would deserve that, needs that spot more than it needs to be on Xbox.
but like
needs to be
Konami,
on the
what they
Keeley's, yeah.
did with Kojima and they spurned him and stuff, and like, does Keeley just blacklist Konami from his shows, like
No,
in Metal Gear?
no.
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 There was
Right,
he
yeah, I
made a
only said
big
Metal
deal
Gear
about
should
it
be
that year when that happened, right? Like,
Yeah, whatever. Business
fair,
is business.
but-
Money
Yeah.
is money. He knows
And
Metal,
Metal
Gear
Gear
and
is-
remake, and that's one of Kojima's games being remade.
Yeah.
It still draws attention. So at the end of the day,
It needs it.
Yeah. So
Metal Gear
I-
needs it too as an IP.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what these third party deals. I'm more interested in whatever this JRPG smoke that we got going.
yeah, Alvin says Kojima isn't doing Delta. Yeah, I that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Would-
yes, that's, what,
because
that's Matt's point.
Kojima's not involved with Metal Gear anymore because
Right.
of what Konami did to Kojima, would Keeley then not put Metal Gear on his show because of that whole situation?
I don't
Right.
think so. But who knows?
don't know.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is that petty.
He seems like a petty person.
Yeah, that
to
would be
me.
extremely. That would be extremely petty. Wow.
But he likes money. But he
does-
likes money. He
does,
likes advertising.
But does
he likes
Konami
attention.
have a lot of money?
No, but it brings eyes because again, Metal Gear is still a big
Yeah.
deal.
Metal
It's gonna be
Gear's-
a big deal for the Metal Gear fans. It's going to be a huge deal, right? So if he gets that,
But
it's a good.
I
get.
think they have Xbox marketing though, because they
Yeah.
did show up at the
Could be.
Xbox show last time.
Yep.
So maybe we see. That'd be pretty crazy if we see OD from Kojima, and we see Metal Gear show up, and we see Dragon Age from third party. Plus, we
Mhm.
already know that Xbox also has the marketing rights to Star Wars Outlaws. And then there's also smoke about Splinter Cell showing up at the Ubisoft Forward. And if that happens, it could also show up at the Xbox show. If you have that kind of third-party presence at your showcase, and then you add the Japanese and Eastern side as well, and if the Black Myth Wukong thing were to happen too, Steel, and plus you have maybe some kind of thing from Square Enix, and you have Metaphor from Atlas,
That's a shit.
and then you have Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess from Capcom all showing up there. Like, that's
Is-
like...
'Cause I don't
Like,
think
what the
Metaphor
fuck?
is supposed to be coming to Game Pass, right? That's not. It's just coming to Xbox.
No,
right?
but
Yeah.
they have marketing for it. They
But
have-
it would be dope
Yeah.
to see it come to Game Pass because, again, and it may be just a little bit selfish for myself as somebody who's not like I really don't want to play the game because it's turn based and I know it's going to be action based for lower level enemies, but it's like as someone who would typically probably wouldn't buy that game, and probably there's a lot of others out there who probably may feel the same. I just think that if they're able to get that in Game Pass as well, and I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I think that would definitely, along with those other games that you were mentioning, that would definitely indicate a large shift for sure.
Yeah.
they're going to be very selective on what the. again, Atlas has shown, obviously, Xbox paid a lot of money to get the personas in there, right? The personas were a huge get, right? Because they've dropped into Game Pass.
Even
so
if
that
you
was a
play it.
huge. Soul Hackers 2 didn't, right? Yeah, but not even
Right.
because Persona 3 Reload was a brand new game, right? That's a brand new game that dropped day one in Game Pass. So they did pay some bank. Soul Hackers 2 was an unknown, relatively unknown IP split off. They didn't get it in Game Pass, right? So Metaphor, I just don't. Now there's that rumor that popped up, which Atlas has shot down and said it was a mistake, but that Shin Megami Tensei 5, right, is Vengeance is coming to Game Pass, right? And then they shot that down. So I think they're being very selective on the Atlas games, which ones are going to go in and which ones aren't going to go in. I
can see Shin Megami going.
I could see Shin Megami going too.
I can see that going versus the other one.
Yeah,
and the other one's just available.
I know why you want in there. You, like you said, Steel. It is selfish because people like you who may not have tried it will try it just because it's in there or give it a shot. Like that is a cool thing, but I don't see it. Like we haven't seen the tendency for Atlas to go full catalog yet into Game Pass. So I think they might hold that one out, but we'll see. We'll see. Could be a surprise. Could be a surprise.
We'll go around this table again, guys, because we got the safe bets in stow.
Yep.
Now we're going to go for a little bit of the long shots. Okay. After this, we'll do one shoot for the moon. All right. Okay. Nobody can think of this. Right. It's the secret thing that they got in their back pocket. That's like, holy shit moment. Right. But we'll get the 3 long shots first. Okay. You need to get a double in the gap to drive home the run, or you need like a, something to reach for the fences a little bit, right? Let's start with Fuzz.
What was it called? Beyond Good and Evil.
Whoa!
Wait!
No, we still got to shoot for the moon. We still got to shoot for the moon here.
Beyond Good and Evil. I love it.
Come on, Fuzzy.
This is our list. Let's go.
All right.
Beyond Good and Evil show up.
Now you're probably not going to like this next one, but I'm saying it because I hope I'm not jinxing it by mentioning it. But I think it's a little bit more of a long shot, but things lined up perfectly for Outlaws last year. I'm gonna say Splinter Cell. Just so that way it winds up being there, and I'm wrong on something. So this
would be the year.
I think it's got to be the year. It's been the year so many times.
Yeah.
And then, Yves or whatever his name is, like, puts the kibosh on it, like, the day before. Like, no, we're not going to show it. But I'm hoping this is the year we see the goggles and hear that sound. And, it makes its appearance on the showcase, on the Xbox showcase of where I guess originally was,
it was an original Xbox exclusive.
Ago,
yeah, the first three games debuted as exclusive for Xbox.
Yeah. So hopefully it's on the showcase or in the showcase. And then another one that's kind of a long shot, and I hope they get this marketing for it, but there's already a console date announced, so why not have Undisputed up there as well?
Oh, okay. That's a Fuzzy special.
That'd be dope to get in a game. Yeah, that'd be nice.
It would probably show pretty well too. People have been kind of waiting for that kind of game, and I haven't seen it at any other big shows or anything like that, really. So it would draw more attention to it for sure.
Yeah.
So I like it, Fuzz. So we got Beyond Good and Evil. You pulled that one out of your ass. I know, that was great. Splinter Cell. I strongly think it's a possibility. In fact, when we voted the other night, last week on a Mavcast with the chat between Splinter Cell or Dragon Age Dreadwolf, the chat actually voted Splinter Cell was more likely.
Yeah.
So the feeling is there, I think, that it could happen finally. Yeah, so we'll see, man. I think some good picks. Steel, you want to? I'm nervous here because you're safe bets, bro. We're a little bit.
Safe bets were solid, man. What's going on with y'all?
They were solid. Solid. I wanted.
They were better than last year.
Yeah,
they weren't as crazy. Weren't as crazy as last year. Let's see. Out there, my first one, because of how the mecha genre Armored Core has seemingly reinvigorated
You're
it.
stealing this. Okay, go ahead.
I'm really hoping that the only reason why this was left off of possible releases is because there's a deal that's been cut, and that's going to be Gundam Breaker 4.
Oh, okay.
It's coming out to everything other than Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, PC. It just doesn't have Xbox on there. Now, I understand it missing Xbox because it's a game that traditionally, has never came to the West. Again, the last one, you had to get a localized copy from Singapore. So, to get an American to get an English subtitled version. So that might be a long reach, but it would be really dope to see it get, especially with the Dynasty Warriors hype. I saw some people talking about getting the Gundam Dynasty Warriors back after seeing some of that. So again, with the game releasing this year, it comes out in August as well. I think that'll be a really good get for Game Pass if they were able to get that in there. Especially as I don't know how well they've sold prior, but a lot of fans for it. I think that would bring people over. What's another one that I want to throw in there? I'm going to throw Wuthering Waves in there as well, getting a console release for not only PlayStation but Xbox as well. Mainly because they delayed the PlayStation port for whatever reason. I'm hoping it's because Xbox woke the fuck up and said, "Oh, we need to give them fucking competition because they are running the gamut with Hoyoverse. And if you really respect mobile and the plays that you're trying to make with King and whatnot, I think getting Wuthering Waves on board, especially as what people consider a gotcha game before they consider it anything else, would help more people get exposed to that. And again, the game's already made almost, I think they're close to almost right around $70 million, and the game hasn't even been out 2 weeks. And it's a free-to-play game. So I would like to see, I would like to see that happen. So there's that. So Gundam Breaker 4, Wuthering Waves, the second for the console release. And then out there, what's going to be out there?
Remember, you still got a Moonshot. So
yeah, I don't know what I want to throw in there as the Moonshot though, man.
Yeah, you got time.
I could be really crazy. I can go really crazy, but I know it's not a game that's going to get made.
Yeah, go the long shot. Just keep the long shot. Let's save the Moonshot. I can't wait to hear what you got to say.
The long shot.
Yeah, the last long shot first.
What's the last long shot that could possibly happen?
We got two steel games for the.
No, they're definitely still steel games. I think the only other thing that I think would be a long shot would be an announcement for StarCraft 3. Because it would be the only game that would pull me back into RTS genre.
It's still. I mean, I'm expecting one at some point, but for this one, it is
at least a tease.
Yeah,
at least a tease.
But it's a good one. It's a good one. I like that.
Some kind of short cinematic thing with the logo.
I think
something just to let me know, because I'm telling you, that is the only game right now that would make me be like, all right, I think I need to at least play for a little bit for sure. RTS wise.
Yeah. I love it, man.
Gotta be the long shot.
I love it. Yep. I don't give too much of a shit of the other two games, but that one,
that's fair.
That's fair. I am like really with you on StarCraft. My heart is there. Wuthering Waves, I've just watched your gameplay and your streams, and it's making me want to check it out. You think I'd like it?
It's fun. It's an action game. You don't have to take it overly complicated. So I would say if you were going to download it, just take your time with it. Again, I mean, you don't have control over what characters you're going to get. So you'll have to have luck and whatnot. I think Grand Blue, if I was going to recommend a game, I would suggest Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, finishing a playthrough in that before you tried to play Wuthering Waves.
I still got to finish that game. It's really good.
Wuthering Waves is really good, but for a free to play gotcha game, it's just so much undetermined that it's like, if you're not one of those people that can I came into it with an open mind, I think it's worth a try at least. But yeah,
fair enough. Right on, man. Pong, are you going to be safer than Steel on your long shots? Because I don't know, two of those I think are not too crazy. I think you can see something like that. Like, why not?
Well, I'm staying in the East with Steel here.
Okay.
So you know me, I'm
Okay.
staying in the East, and I've been saying that their presence is going to be bigger this year. They've been growing every single year. So like
Yeah.
Steel. So I am going to say number 1, Crimson Desert is going to be here
Ooh,
from Pearl Abyss.
I didn't even
we
overlook
need yeah, we need to see that
that's
one.
like high up there for me too.
Yeah, we need to see that one. For sure.
In what,
We
3 years?
3 or 4 years now. They've released a couple gameplay trailers here and
Oh
there.
yeah. There's some
But
updates.
but they need we're getting close.
Release
we
date.
know
They need a
we're
release
getting close. Yeah, they need a release date. They're
Either
getting
this year or
close.
next year.
Again, another great relationship to continue to work on with Pearl Abyss, because that is that great house of devs right there. So Crimson Desert number 1. Atlas. We just got done talking about them. So yeah, I mean ReFantazio is going to be there for sure, I believe too. Although we just had a kind of a big showing. I think Atlas is going to be there, but I think one of my long shots is we get Persona 6 tease right here. Persona 6 is in development. There was a lot of questions whether or not it was going to come to Xbox. I think that's been blown out of the water now with their relationship, and to really establish yet again that this is real, that this relationship with Xbox is real. Persona 6 gets its first tease here. And I think that would be massive on the Xbox stage. So I think Persona 6. And then my final one, let's see. Square Enix. I've said for a while now that I believe Square Enix is going to double down on the new relationship with Xbox. We just saw a state of play without any Square Enix in it whatsoever. I think this is legit now. Final Fantasy 16 shows up with a release date here for Xbox. Yep.
DLC and everything.
Yep. I think they announced Final Fantasy 16 here for the Xbox, and I think that's it. Those are my long shots.
Like 6 months after the PC release.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, yeah. I think it could be. I think it might even be. It might be even be an early next year game. They might announce it for spring next year. But I think Final Fantasy 16 here. So yeah, those are my big 3 East plays for Xbox.
I like it.
Right on, man. It's gonna be amazing if we get all this. I mean, these are long shots, right?
Oh yeah, these are long shots. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my first long shot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Age of Mythology is going to be there, but that's not what I'm guessing. I think after they talk about that and talk about the release date, they will acknowledge and announce the other project that was rumored a few years ago.
Okay.
If y'all remember, there was leaks and rumors coming out about World's Edge working with another team on another IP. And one of the hirings or the people working on that project was focused on transmedia projects. So this came from the past, and what turned out from this past rumor, the Age of Mythology guess for a remake, remaster, whatever, turned out to be true. So that was part of it. We know that's accurate. So why not the second part? And if this was already being teased 3 years ago about a possibility, why not be ready to announce this project now? If it exists. If it's real. So that's why it's a long shot. So I think we get some kind of World's Edge, Star Wars, Marvel, something, some kind of partnership transmedia game.
Okay. All right. So licensed IP RTS is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
From World's Edge. And here's why.
Most likely it won't be Star Wars now.
Most likely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My heart was saying Halo Wars. Right? Or doing the whole Xbox franchise RTS thing that I've been dreaming of, right?
That we've been dreaming of.
It's like, it'd be insane. But
Right.
this comes from back in 2021. Okay. So back then, already, responsible for overseeing all narrative. This was one of the positions responsible for overseeing all narrative content for the Age of Empires Definitive Editions 1, 2, and 3, and the recently launched Age of Empires 4, and unannounced titles and transmedia projects. That is a franchise narrative director at World's Edge.
Okay. I like it. I like it as a long shot. You know I'm in. So let's go.
Why not?
Rock and roll.
Right?
Why not? Why not?
It's fun
Marvel's
speculation.
RTS would be freaking amazing too.
So that's my first long shot. Second long shot, Killer Instinct 2 gets announced. Iron Galaxy is back on board working on Killer Instinct. They keep updating it. They keep talking about future possible updates and notes and stuff like that. And I think that they are ready to acknowledge that they are early in development, possibly with a next generation launch or something of Killer Instinct 2. That's second long shot.
Like it.
Then I'm gonna kind of go a little crazy here. I'm gonna go on the Halo train. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna go where Steele's direction is with a certain affinity. I mean, I like that. But we've already heard last year Matt Booty and Phil Spencer after the Xbox showcase talk about the future of Halo. How excited they were. Then earlier this year, or was it late last year, Brian Gerard acknowledged that they're already hard at work on the next iteration of Halo, right? I think we get a tease about the next actual Halo game. And it's not going to be as far away as many of us think. Possibly I don't think they're going to announce what year it's going to launch, but when they announce Halo games, they market them for multiple years before they release, right? So I think this is the year they announce the next mainline Halo game, and these teases we've seen from the Halo stuff are inspired by whatever trailer we're going to see at the showcase.
All right.
And it might be a gut-wrenching trailer where we see something bad happen to our favorite character in the Halo universe. And I think even alone, that moment will create so much fucking conversation and be a win just because of the conversation and talk about Halo. And people will realize how much they fucking love the franchise when you take something away from them in a way. It's going to be kind of like one of those, oh, you say it's dead, it's gone? Okay, we're going to show you how it feels to lose this, right? And we'll see what actually happens in the long run when it releases. But that's my gut feeling in the back of my mind about a possibility. It's a long shot, right? This is all pure 100% speculation. This is as real as the Big Mac with no pickles. But I could see it happening. I could see a reality where it happens at this show. And that would be fucking crazy. So World's Edge RTS Transmedia Project, Killer Instinct 2, and the next mainline Halo game announce with crazy trailer. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Definitely taking the next level.
Let it simmer.
I like it.
Let it
I
simmer.
like I like it. Fresh start.
That's what it would be symbolizing. That would be the point of it. Yep. It would be
this ain't your dad's Halo anymore.
Exactly.
Let's go. Yep.
Let's
go.
This is Pierre Heinz. Like, this is my Halo now, motherfuckers. You know.
I like it.
All right. I don't know how it would make me feel seeing that. If I think what they could show happens, you know, it'd be interesting. I'm kind of still was kind of reacting to what he thought those messages meant and the symbolism there, and I'm like kind of like, oh,
it's just weird. Yeah.
So we'll see, man. All right, we gotta come up with a moonshot, guys. Like, these are long shots, you know. They're not likely to happen, but This next one is like, if you get this right, you are Mr. Tea Leaves. You are Nostradamus. You might as well write the next historical novel that's going to foretell the future of mankind. Fuzzy Belvedere. What is it? Philosopher Fuzzy.
See, this is one that I really want. It's probably not going to be the case, and people will probably look at me sideways about it, but it was confirmed that it should be coming in 2025. I want to see iRacing's new non-subscription NASCAR racing game, similar to like what Pirates did back in the day from 2003, I think was their last one. The devs went over, created iRacing. Now it's one of the largest online racing sims out there.
Yeah, people swear by it. God damn.
They made a license agreement with NASCAR to be the next NASCAR game, and it'll be on console as well as PC without the subscription. So it'll be like a single player with multiplayer as well, but you won't have to pay the monthly to continue to play it, kind of thing. And you'll be able to race against AI or other players. I hope that makes an appearance. In the past, Xbox has had some of the marketing for some of the NASCAR racing games. Why not get this one? It's going to be by the people that made some of the best ones back in the day before EA and whoever did NASCAR Heat got their hands on it, kind of thing. So that's what I'm hoping is there. It'll be a long shot, but it's what I really want. I want to see that there.
Right on, man. Love it, dude. It would be amazing. Let's go. I know there'd be a lot of sim racing fans that'd be really happy.
That'd be crazy.
Steel. Of course, that's a Fuzzy Moonshot pick. Fuzzy would be like, yes, oh my god, and all this would be like, okay. iRacing, I might be playing Forza, you know. Steel, I'm scared. I'm scared.
Moonshot, huh?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go a different direction. I'm gonna go a different direction.
Let's get naked.
Xbox is leaving the gaming.
Nah. If I really wanted to take it there, I'd be like, oh, you know that Anthem 2.0? Oh, Xbox got the rights to actually put the game out.
Oh, wow.
That would be nice to hear.
That would be like the biggest moonshot ever.
But no, I mean, it's still gonna be a huge moonshot. I think for me, I'm going to take it because a couple different things that I was thinking of third person Halo just because I've been playing Halo in third person, running through the campaigns here recently, and it's been feeling really good, man.
Yeah,
it's actually
it looked really
considerably
good. It looked good from your
it does. Play doesn't play
Yeah.
as you would expect because it wasn't made for that, right?
Right. So the guns, that reticle kind of looks weird where you're shooting.
Right. It feels a little bit, but considering it's still damn good.
Yeah.
So that would be one direction that I would probably take it. But what do I want to do for a moonshot? And I want to keep it related to Xbox, if what's possible. And I know Wizzy said something about it earlier in chat, and it was something I was thinking about. I don't know if I want to go with that though. Man,
you can tell we're not prepared. This is like off the cuff, off of our hearts and brains, guys. Like,
no, absolutely, because I wanted to be completely like left field almost. Like, wow, this is extremely surprising. Ooh, I would say that Xbox announces they're doing a deal for Chrono Odyssey.
What?
What?
Okay, Chrono Odyssey. I gotta even look up what that is.
Chrono Odyssey. It's supposed to be an MMORPG.
Okay,
it's supposed to be coming out. Looked really over the top.
Yeah, I remember seeing this. Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be free to play or not. It may end up being, but Black Desert was also free to play. And although Black Desert became to PC first, Xbox cut the deal first to get it. To Paul's point earlier, that's why I think Xbox and Pearl Abyss have a good relationship, and why it's highly probable that Crimson Desert would probably come to, if not Game Pass, at least come to Xbox first. I think Chrono Odyssey would just make the most sense, especially for being an online always game. It's probably something you can cut a deal for. Game Pass, you get some additional benefits or whatever in there, value pack or whatever the case, kind of like Final Fantasy, where you don't have to get this, but you probably should. Well, Final Fantasy 14 makes it more so where you're kind of forced into it if you want to play past a certain point. But yeah, it would literally be like Black Desert, where when Black Desert was in Game Pass, they give you every other month or so, they give you premium packs, value packs, give you reasons to want to play additional things. Although the game was free, you got additional things to get in there. Black Desert is paid to win. John Bond Zombie, I hear what you're saying. I don't completely agree with that, because I've beat some of the highest tiered players with a non-pay to win account. Because I was completely free to play for the most part. But yeah, man, that's where I would take it. That's gonna be my extreme over the moon launch side. Is definitely going to be Chrono Odyssey, just because, again, I'm always going to play into Xbox being the multiplayer box more than anything. That's what I recognize it as. So yeah, man, I think that would be a good move for them.
Okay.
Especially since its quality looks good.
Yeah, and that would be kind of stealing one away from PlayStation a little bit, because I think it showed up. I was looking at it. I think it showed up at some PlayStation stuff before, but
yes,
not necessarily.
PlayStation did show it.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because we've gotten games that have showed up at State of Plays and stuff like that before actually going to Game Pass day one, right? So who knows, man? Could be right. Love it, dude. Moonshot. Like, both of y'all's, if I was to make a fucking assumption of what y'all could come, I would never guess iSim Racing and Chrono Odyssey in a million fucking years. But that's why we're all individuals. Love
That's
it.
what makes it amazing. Yeah.
Pong. Shoot for the moon,
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, imagine this, right? Fable shows up on Showcase. We get some gameplay this time around. Maybe a launch window, right? And they close out the gameplay. Everybody's really happy, and they say, got another surprise. We're going to bring somebody out on stage who's brought some secret sauce to the new Fable. You might remember him.
Oh my god!
The lights go dark, and all of a sudden the lights come back on, and there's Peter Molyneux.
Oh, I thought you could say Milo shows up on the screen.
Peter Molyneux's on stage, and Peter Molyneux's like, "Thank you very much. I've been so happy to be back working with the Fable team, and we're doing great and wonderful things. But if you guys all remember, I had another dream."
Oh my god! Okay, here we go.
I had another dream, and that dream had a name, and that name was Milo. And I know I made some big promises because I'm a futurist, and I believed that I could pull it off, and it didn't work out. But I'm happy to announce, with Microsoft's massive investment into AI, Milo is now possible. So I'm going to give you a glimpse at the future of what Milo coming to real life is going to look like. And then they show Milo and the AI and what we're going to get on the next gen. What do you think? Massive? It's going to be huge. That's going to be the talk of the town.
I think it would be the talk. Okay. I think it would be the talk.
Okay. No, chat. I'll give you my real one. I'll give you my real one.
I had to go. I'm just kidding.
No. I'll give you my real one.
I love it. I love it.
Milo coming back in AI. No, my real one. Moonshot. And this is another Moonshot here.
Okay.
But I love to go to this. This is my bag. I love to go to this bag. So, man, a franchise that started exclusive to Xbox that had a really big impact at one time. And everybody and their mothers and brothers have been calling for it to come back, and it's just not happening. And I think Phil is going to step into his new role as CEO of Microsoft Gaming and really flex a little bit on this one.
Okay.
And he's going to do a co-publishing deal. and he is going to invest the money to bring this back. And I think it would be just a huge W at the show. It would be a huge W. But I think he does a co-publishing deal. He goes to his buddies over at EA and says, I know Zampella's got a lot on his plate, but it's time. It's time. One of my favorite games needs to come back. And you guys just, guys got your thing. You're just not doing it. That's okay. That's okay. But we're going to co-publish with you guys. We're going to invest the money into it. And we're going to make it right. And we're going to let this happen. Titanfall 3 is announced at this showcase as a co-publishing deal with EA. Yeah, I think that's my moonshot, man.
The second Titanfall 3 shows up at any show, you will have a standing ovation if it's a live audience. They will go apeshit crazy.
They would go apeshit
because
crazy.
Titanfall 2 is much beloved, but like didn't get the attention and player base that it deserved at the time. It did critically, and it did from the players that played it. But that's the hardcore, right? And that's the people that really invested in it. And those are the people that are going to be at these shows. Right? Those are the people that are going to be in the audience here. They're people that are going to understand what Titanfall 2 was. And when you announce that, you're going to create so much fucking hype and excitement about
and goodwill.
Oh,
so much goodwill.
That will go a long way and will feel real good as a gamer and also make I think a lot of people in the industry happy with the hype and excitement there. I love it, man. I absolutely love it, dude. It is a moonshot.
It's a moonshot.
It's a fucking moonshot.
Yep.
All right.
It'd be so good though. Fuck.
It would be.
So I'm taking with my moonshot. It's completely unrealistic, but I'm going with a direction that I started with on Mavcast last week when we were doing all the voting from the community on the what could be at the show. And I just in the back of my mind at that time, I had mentioned that I think Xbox does a deal with Sega to have collections of games in Game Pass, right? And some of those games were going to be those nostalgia games that are all bringing back, right? That just seem like they're kind of made for something like Game Pass to really accentuate the service, plus also draw more attention to those IPs again to help Sega grow those IPs again, like Crazy Taxi. I forget what all is. I think Streets of Rage was in there. It was a Golden Axe.
Golden Axe
was in there. Shinobi, those games, right? But I'm gonna expand upon that. Something bigger for the moonshot. Because I would say if it was just that, I would say that's more of a long shot, right? So I'm gonna expand upon it for a moonshot. Now I'm not saying they're acquiring Sega.
Okay.
But I think that cloud partnership thing that they did before, I think got stronger. I think Sarah Bond's been putting in the work with Sega. I think she has had Sega on her sights ever since she's been at Xbox, and now she's in a stronger position than she's ever been before. And I think her ascension through the Xbox ranks, her attention to making these partnerships with these third-party publishers that she's done an amazing job with, is only getting stronger now. And they're going to strengthen that relationship with Sega to make it possible to where either through an extra tier or option or whatever, all future Sega games are going to be coming into Game Pass day and date.
So Sega Pass.
Sega Pass, Sega something, right? An expansion upon what Game Pass is. And so we can expect all those Sega games, right? Because they're on board with each other. They understand the vision of the future of gaming. Sega wants to be part of this as much as Xbox wants Sega to be a part of it. But Sega just may not want to be actually acquired, right? They're okay with this partnership growing and strengthening. We've seen what they've done with Atlas and all these games so far. Really big transitions. So going beyond that, because of their new partnership and what they have done and established, now they are willing to work and commingle with their properties a little bit more because they see themselves as partners moving forward. So they say, what do we have that we can work on with you guys? And they look and say, okay, well, here's our IPs. Here's our dormant IPs. Here's this and here's that. So then, you have people at Xbox take a look at it and say, okay, well, what would be a great game to really push forward and co-partner with, like you say, co-publish, to move forward and be a not necessarily exclusive, but a Game Pass Day 1 game that would be co-published by Microsoft. And they look and they see Obsidian sitting there. And they know they love making new games, and Josh Sawyer's always looking for new projects. And he's pretty much admittedly been looking and thinking about what's next for him. And they look at it and they say, okay, well, we had this dream once with Sega. A dream that was Alpha Protocol. A dream that was not fully realized because of the budget and time constraints that we were under when Sega was in such financial crisis that we had to put this game out before it was ready. But fans that adored Western RPGs and spy thriller action games really had their hearts invested into this game.
Yeah.
And we want to deliver the epitome of what that experience could have and should have been all along, with Josh Sawyer leading the way with a new team under Obsidian and Sega making a brand new Alpha Protocol Moonshot.
I love it. I do right where you're going. Think about this too.
So that's not gonna all happen, or it doesn't count. This gotta have the Game Pass. All that stuff.
No, it's gotta have it all. But think about it, man. Perfect Dark's coming back, right?
Yeah.
Splinter Cell's coming back.
Yep.
Right. Josh answered my question to him about what he would do with Alpha Protocol 2, right?
Yep.
Or whatever. And he said, well, I just don't know if the spy genre is what it is anymore because of how the world is. But you got two big franchises coming back in that genre. You got to be looking at that if you are.
Metal Gear's trying to make a comeback too.
Metal Gear's trying to make a comeback. You got to be looking at all these signs, right? That there are people making spy games again, right? Whether they work now or not, but you just got to get creative. Again, I just think it opens up more opportunities for different gadgets and all sorts of stuff. And there's plenty of stuff going on in the world that you could set it in to make it, believable in this day and age. Or you could even set it back in the day. And we know for a fact, Obsidian's tweeted at Sega multiple times about Alpha Protocol, right? Even before the acquisition by Xbox, they had hit Sega up on X. If you go way back in the Wayback Machine, you can find the tweets where they said, hey, what about Alpha Protocol? Or when Alpha Protocol was brought up again, like they put up, the eye emojis. It's a possibility, man. It's a possibility. It is a game that is not known to many these days, especially the generations, but those of us that did play it, loved it, and knew the potential, a full-fledged spy RPG would stand alone by itself right now. And you got these other big franchises coming back, reintroducing people to the idea of the spy. Why not, man? I like it. I love it, man. I love it, bro.
Let's go. That's what this is about. Shoot for the moon, right?
Yeah.
That's what my heart wants.
Once we're hitting on something here with co-publishing deals, with the cost of video games, what happens if that's the new partnership mode? Right? What happens if that's taking on projects together with companies that you have good relationships with?
Kind of like Embracer's doing with Amazon a little bit and stuff.
Right. Why not split the risk? On some of these projects and co-publish. Maybe that's part of the new model a little bit. Maybe we see more partnerships between companies that aren't, under one umbrella.
Would you say kind of that's almost what Xbox is doing with Game Pass on a lot of these games anyway? You know what I mean? Like, because they're giving a lot of upfront money, they get marketing and all that stuff. It's like investing in them. And Sega, we've already seen them has already kind of start that with stuff. They've already put a few games into Game Pass day one. Even Total War Warhammer 3 was Game Pass PC day one. You had 2 Point Campus, which was a follow-up to 2 Point Hospital, hit Game Pass day one from Sega. Then you have what was it, Persona 5 Tactica from Atlas hit Game Pass day. Like, you're seeing this trend. Then they go and put the past Atlas games in there. Like, you're seeing this relationship when everybody said originally that it was just about the cloud and support and stuff. But then all of a sudden we see all this Game Pass shit happening with Sega right after that, right? Then we see Sarah Bond make this tweet of the Sega building when she was out there in that neck of the woods. And it's like, stuff's been going on with Xbox and Sega for a long time. developing this relationship, kind of coinciding, and their history goes back all the way to the original Xbox with support for each other. So why not? Right?
Yeah,
why not take it another step further to strengthen each other going forward into this new world of gaming? Right?
Yeah.
Alpha
And Angry
Protocol
Hippie,
could be a
yes,
pipe
it just
dream,
came.
But
Yeah, Angry Hippie, it just came back to GOG too. Sorry, man, but yeah, I just wanted to answer that question. Yes, it just came back to GOG out of the blue too.
yeah,
It wasn't available, and all of a sudden GOG got it back.
they had pulled it off of Steam and delisted it and everything because they didn't want to relicense the music and stuff to it, right? And then all of a sudden it shows back up, you know?
Yep.
Like who knows, right? Like we do know that Obsidian in the past has made a tweet about it or responded to
multiple tweets
that they love that franchise, you know? So
they wanted another chance at it. It was unfinished business, right?
Yeah.
It was unfinished business. It was at a different time for Obsidian, a different time for Sega. Sega pulled the plug early on the funding. Obsidian told them they needed more time and needed some more money to make it. And Sega said, "You got no more. Put it out." And that's what they did.
Yeah.
And it showed. Again, it's buggy as hell, right? There's a lot, but what's there is freaking fantastic because there's no such thing as spy RPGs. That's like the only spy RPG where you legitimately get to develop your character into this ultimate spy, depending on how you want to do it. And with nowadays, with what they could do, with what Obsidian has become in the RPG sector,
yeah. I can
Crazy
see
good.
Josh Sawyer kind of ascend through the ranks too, to be kind of that creative force that is kind of in charge of multiple kind of things as well. Like, he did his dream project thing with Pentiment. You know, Xbox let him do that. That he has ideas about other games and stuff. A really smart person and stuff. If you listen to him talk, and he's just kind of a different kind of guy, right?
Oh,
but
he's
like,
eccentric. He's eccentric.
yeah, for sure, right,
bro. Yeah,
but like he really, I think, could make waves as far as like being that creative vision over different franchises and different games. I wouldn't be surprised if he could, like, when I envision this, it's not uncommon for Xbox to work with third-party developers and third-party companies a lot. You even see the initiatives working with Creative or Crystal Dynamics, right? There's been a lot of smoke about Eidos Montreal as well, helping with different projects, and other developers from other studios and things like that have been potentially helping on some of the games. And Xbox has been willing to go that route. And maybe, okay, so if a project like this and its IP is owned by Sega, they aren't necessarily willing to part with the IP, but they are willing to maybe split the risk on something like that, you know? Then okay, well, let's put this creative director here, you know, let's get some developer support from one of the Sega teams. So that way it's not all on Obsidian, right? And you work on this together.
Yep. I'm on board. Let's go.
I want to see it happen. It's like, it's what I would do. Why not? Let's go. We know how much Xbox loves RPGs. If you did it right, that game would be fucking like amazing. Yeah. So anyway, that's the moonshots. We all got our moonshots. Whose is most likely? Pong, what was your moonshot again?
Mine was Titanfall 3.
Titanfall 3?
Yeah, I thought I would say Fuzzies, probably.
Yeah, the sim
His
racing.
iDrive. Yeah, his iDrive NASCAR game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say Fuzzies.
I agree.
Yeah.
And Steele's, yours was Chrono Odyssey.
Yeah, Chrono Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean, Chrono Odyssey as well.
It's possible.
I can see it possible, but I definitely think Fuzzy is probably a little bit more possible because of the recognition that iRacing has across the board, and they making it more known on console as well to a wider audience. I think is the next step for them, just because it has become the de facto. Any other sim game that you try to compare to iRacing, people will literally fight you about it's not even close. Like, don't even compare. So
yeah,
even a settle course, like
right, and it being NASCAR, like Fuzzy was saying, with the NASCAR license, it wouldn't step on anybody's toes, right? So
exactly,
it's kind of on its own, which is
completely different. There's not those games out there, so,
right?
Yeah.
So what if Sega did this? What if they had, like, in the idea for those kind of games they're all making, like, is for them to have their own subscription, right? Or they put it on Xbox, and then you have like a situation like Ubisoft where like some of the games are in regular Game Pass, right? and then some of the games will be like only the brand new big games are going to be like for their Sega Pass, but like it's only like $8 a month or $9 a month or something like that, as opposed to like Ubisoft is like what, 16, 17 bucks.
Yeah,
don't know.
it would be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it depends on if you're
old
fans of the
Sega
games, right?
on Nintendo now,
Mm-hmm.
like some of their older, smaller stuff. But like, if they had like a subscription thing to add on to Xbox or for the Game Pass, I'd sign up
Yeah.
for it, especially if it's the updated Crazy Taxi, the updated Golden Axe, all of those, I guess, super games or whatever they were referring to them as. Yeah, I would definitely subscribe to it.
A second part to this, if they did this, like if Xbox could get them to do Skies of Arcadia again, that'd be fucking insane. That's another pipe dream game. You know, it's just like out there in the blue yonder. It's never probably ever gonna happen, but it should happen, right? You could also have the what was the Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon, Mistwalker. You could have Mistwalker show up. There's been some smoke around that a little bit. So
I want to, if they're doing it, I need to know who's doing it.
Yeah.
If it's not Mistwalker, because I don't. Again, if they got Sakaguchi back in the fold, I'm all freaking in. Like, it's.
What if you create this like crazy studio full of these like former all-star like Japanese developers, like
It'd be amazing.
like Itagaki and Sakaguchi together. Like, what could they come up with together? Those two fucking guys.
Right? I don't think they could work together. I don't think they could work. They're two complete opposite human beings.
Itagaki, like we need to make the boobs bigger. We need.
Oh my god, Sakaguchi's like, shut up.
No, we need more beautiful art.
Yeah, no,
make the boobs bigger. It'll be more beautiful.
Give them those two would have to have separate projects. There ain't no way.
It would be amazing.
No, let Sakaguchi rock on what he knows how to do. So and Itagaki too. I love Itagaki. Again, Motley Crue, fucking.
You know, he's supposed to be working on a game that's coming to Xbox.
Yes.
He said that a couple of years ago. He's working. His studio that he's started again is working on a game that's coming to Xbox.
Yep. It just doesn't have the funding he needs either to get his vision where he needs it to be.
Maybe he has it now.
I'd love it. I've said a long time ago that his past is the past. It was a different generation. He was the Motley Crue of developers. The dude, I love the dude. He didn't give two shits.
I would love to
see him back.
Another game development blog thing with his next game and him sitting in that fucking black leather jacket with his sunglasses on, smoking a cigarette, bro.
Yes.
I just want to see. I want to see whatever that game is. I want to see that happen again. It'd just be fucking amazing. It is a different time and place. You're right.
I mean, Bandai isn't doing. I mean, we haven't seen anything from Dead or Alive for a long time. If he did a ripoff of Dead or Alive and just brought it back to what it once was, people would come. Like, it would be legit. Like, that's all he's got to do, or get his version of Team Ninja back and do a freaking another Ninja game.
Yeah.
I mean, again, people would, if he brought it back to the old school way, people would flock back.
Yeah.
That's why I've always said, give him another shot. Give him another chance. Absolutely.
I want to throw one last question out there, then we'll wrap up here. Speaking of fighting games, right? Dead or Alive, we have some dormant franchises, right? Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur,
Extreme Volleyball. Yeah.
Obviously Killer Instinct, I made that one of my long shots, right?
Yep.
We know that Ed Boon's supposed to have another fighting game as well, or another game that's supposed to be coming out, because he was working on two projects before. With the resurgence of the fighting genre and the success of it again, and seeing that the bigger budget and really putting the effort in has really paid off for Street Fighter and also Tekken now. This year at the showcase season, is it time we see another either Soul Calibur, or we see another Dead or Alive, or we see one of these other franchises like come back?
I honestly think that Soul Calibur would be the more likely one to come back.
I'll add
just
one more
because
Marvel versus Capcom. No, I just Marvel versus Capcom also would be another one, just at the back of my brain.
That supposedly got some smoke, doesn't it? Isn't
I
there
don't
some
know.
smoke around that one?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think there were some things around the fighting game community that I've seen that there could be a possibility
Yeah.
for that. But I don't know how likely it is or whatever the case. Just because I don't know how big the last one ended up getting, because I thought there ended up being some issues and things with it, but I'm not completely sure. I'm completely out of the loop. But just to be like the most reasonable out of all of them,
Right.
I do think that Soul Calibur has to be the next one to line up. Only because I'm pretty sure, and they probably have been working on it, but I'm pretty sure the success of Street Fighter 6, more so Tekken, has shown them that if there's a time now, it's probably sometime within the next couple of years that you get a Soul Calibur out there. And it's also because what they can also do is bring back some of the different platform mascots or whatever, where you have God of War on PlayStation, you got Master Chief on Xbox.
Please
And
do
then
the
on
deal with
Nintendo,
Star
you
Wars
got,
again. Please do the deal
or
with
you
Star
could do
Wars
that.
again.
You can have
Please do
multiple
that
deals.
deal.
Or they could
That
do
could just be a
Marvel this
DLC,
time. That'd
right?
be pretty crazy.
They
I
could do
saw
even
Star
Marvel,
Wars.
whatever. Well, you got to be careful with who you use and everything, but
Yeah.
it just makes too much sense, especially to be the fighter that has the most customization out of all of them. Like truly, it has also probably the deepest story development.
Oh, dude.
Also, your
And
character
casual friendly.
development.
My Soul
casual
Calibur
friendly.
It is
4
super casual.
created character list
Yep.
was insane, bro. I had so much fun making characters on that shit.
It's amazing.
Yep.
And I love what they do with the little campaign modes. Well, not even little. They're honestly their own story modes to themselves that you end up playing, unlocking characters. And the last one was really good, man.
I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole character creation and the little RPG thing they had you go through and battle with the story and stuff and build up. Yeah, I love that. That was dope.
Right on.
I do, yeah. So
Bring
I
it
would
back.
say Soul Calibur for sure. Yeah, bring it
Okay.
back.
So Calibur. Go ahead, Steel.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say, because I thought you were gonna take it a different direction. Just like as far as fighters go, I was gonna say, what if they end up throwing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero for Budokai Tenkaichi, it being such a known IP, at least for them, a fighting game wise, throw that in Game Pass or something like that. You know what I mean? They probably wouldn't. Bandai would probably be like, we know people are gonna buy this game, so we don't see a point in that.
Right.
But yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Bloody Roar, bring it back. Eric the Red 06. Yes, Bloody Roar would
I
be
didn't-
amazing nowadays.
Bro,
too.
I didn't get enough chance to really play Bloody Roar, man. That's the one with the where you transform and stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Modern day,
Yes.
I think, yeah,
Yes.
That'd be
that might
dope.
be one too.
What about Primal
Yeah.
Rage? That.
Jesus.
I think you would have to pick
You
one
could.
out of those. Yeah,
Just
You'd have to
picking
pick
up
one of
random
those.
fucking
How about
old
Clay Fighter?
Clay
Let's bring back
Fighters?
Clay Fighter.
Oh, dude, and don't disrespect Clay Fighter.
Furry Fighter. Oh my god.
It would be nice to see Virtua Fighter get announced again.
There was a
Sega.
rumor that Eternal Champions.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that Eternal Champions was coming back.
That's true. Yeah.
And that is very niche. That's my fighting game from back. That's the only one I've ever been competitive in. But Eternal Champions, man, if they're gonna bring that back, why not? Bring back all those classics, man. Let's do it.
Do you think we see some more fighting game announcements from these classic franchises, Fuzz, this year?
I hope so. Like, other than like, Undisputed being the just regular boxing, but as far as like a versus fighter type of game, yeah, Marvel versus Capcom would be huge. I hope something like that happens. I know we were all kind of hoping that Ed Boon would work on something like a Mortal Kombat versus Killer Instinct or something to that effect. But there's got to be more fighting games coming back or new ones made type of thing. Like there was I forget the name of it now, but there was a almost like a knockoff one where it had like all of the 80s, 70s, and 80s stars, but they weren't the officially named ones, but it was definitely their likeness. Right. And the only drawback to that game was it didn't have online versus. You could only do like couch co-op or couch versus type of thing. So as long as the person was playing on your console, you could fight another player, but there was no online component to it. But it had like all of like lookalikes of Jackie Chan and Jet Li and Bruce Lee, just a ton of different fighters, but I forget the name of it now. But I want to see something like that made, but with the official license and likeness of people, just so that way it can hopefully have online and not have to worry about any kind of like licensing conflicts and stuff like that.
Go make a blood sport the game and then license all these people in it.
Oh, everybody wants Def Jam to come back.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Def Jam definitely needs to come back. At least if you're gonna do anything, you definitely got to do a Def Jam Fight for New York remake or something along those lines, because there was nothing like it, and still to this day, I don't think like the amount of customization you're able to do, the story depth, the fighting, it was all.
And everybody would just do Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. I mean,
that would be funny. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Or right, they go back to our idea, Mav, what a year and a half, 2 years ago, and bring back Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yes,
bring back Celebrity Deathmatch, and we could have everybody in it.
You could do that. Yeah,
that would have been fucking insane.
That show was
probably
funny as hell, bro.
Yeah, we went off the rails like for 30 minutes on the end of Xbox Ultimate, coming up with ideas for Celebrity Deathmatch.
Because we had Phil and Jim going at it. Remember, we had the console war version. Oh my god!
Somebody with the Mavericks, somebody keeps making these like video clips where it looks like 2K, but it's like the wrestling mechanics.
Yeah, wrestling.
Yeah. So you see like Luka and Kyrie just like destroying the fucking Timberwolves players. It's fucking hilarious, dude. I don't know who's doing that. It's crazy, but it's funny as shit.
It's just clean.
Yeah. Pong, pick one franchise you think would be more likely to come back out of those. Just you're on board with Soul Calibur?
I was on board with Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Yeah, I think again it has too many positives going for it, and people there's still a massive fan base. But again, casuals love it. There's still a big. I mean, the last one didn't do well, but if they brought it back the right way, like Steel was talking about, I think it could be back again. Yeah. I mean, again,
the budgets last generation for fighting games was like so small and insignificant.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Yeah.
What they've done this generation between like Street Fighter and Tekken, that's what they need to do, and you see the success of it. But the only thing I'll put in the back of my mind is Mortal Kombat 11. It didn't sell as well, or not 11. Which one is this?
One.
Sorry,
yeah. One.
Didn't do as well as the last one so far.
So because mechanics.
But it's fucking amazing still. I don't know.
It's solid. It's solid for sure.
The story was great.
It's just a certain combat flow that people are looking for, and when you take certain things out of Mortal Kombat, it just turns into one thing. I was gonna say, like really thinking about it, I do think bringing Dead or Alive back would be right along the same lines too, because it's another one of those. From what I remember, it was an easy game to jump into as well, and it was super friendly. It had all the additional modes. They could bring beach volleyball back if they wanted to for Pong.
They'll never do it. They'll never do it in this day and age. I know they'll never do it in this day and age. No, but you could bring Dead or Alive, get 2B as a character in there. You could get Eve now as a character in there. Be pretty dope.
There's a lot of characters that fit in that style. Over the top, maybe doing it Unreal. You know what I mean? So it looks real clean, and it separated itself from Tekken too. So
that one's Dead or Alive's Koei Tecmo, right? I think so.
Yeah.
No, Dead or Alive is Bandai, isn't it?
No, I think it's Koei Tecmo because it
had. It's Koei Tecmo. It's of course it's Koei Tecmo because Itagaki. Yeah,
it had Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden.
Yep, it's Koei Tecmo.
So, but I mean, they have lots of things that they could put in there.
And Koei Tecmo is doing a lot.
Ninjas.
So
yeah.
Yep.
So, man, who knows? It'd be my money if I were to pick one right now would be on Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well, I mean, whatever Ed Boon's working on, because Ed Boon's got at least one more, if not two more, in the oven. So we'll see what he comes out with. But
yeah, for that one, like that's probably another Injustice. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
See, I thought they finished it with the last Injustice.
That's what I'm saying, and it doesn't.
Or a new IP, new storyline within DC. Not Injustice, possible. Maybe something else.
Possible.
Unless he does the Marvel crossover.
That'd be insane, dude.
That would be that. If they worked out that deal,
I can see him doing a really good Marvel game. I mean, again, he's just applying the same kind of strategy to it. And I mean, again, you got Marvel Rivals coming.
Marvel versus DC.
I honestly think that that's the next best step.
You know what the biggest argument would be from the companies? Like, it's got to be DC versus Marvel. No, it's got to be Marvel versus DC. It'd be something down to that, like who gets to have first, and it'd be something.
Marvel's going to get first. What do you like?
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
I agree. I agree. Right, but like they can be petty. No, we won't let you do this game unless it's DC first because Ed Boon's running it. Right? It'd be something like that.
Who sold movies? Come on, like what are we doing?
Yeah. We'll get you.
Oh, that's true, Wizzy. That Marvel Nemesis from back in the day, that was one of my favorite games. I don't Ed Boon wouldn't make a game that style, but I definitely think just because that has been something that we've been playing with for so long, and there has not been a game to satisfy that outside of like Capcom and whatnot. But that's not like Marvel versus Capcom, which still doesn't. It's not. I really truly want that Marvel versus DC game. So you get your Iron Man versus Batman. You get the Hulk versus Darkseid. You get Superman versus whoever. Like I would like to. I would like to see that. That would be a good next step for Injustice. I think Injustice cross Marvel or some shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Right on, man. Love it. Anyway, I just impromptu question there because it got me thinking.
It was good.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for episode 188, our prediction show. I don't know if Psycho's going to be back for Monday's FSP, and if 3-Bit will even be there, because I don't know what he's doing for his honeymoon and stuff. So, but we'll see. Yeah, probably. We'll see what's going to happen for FSP on Monday, if we have a regular show or not. I'll find out, and if we do, I'll get 3-Bit and Psycho's thoughts if they're available. Maybe I'll have them send them to me on DM at least if they're not able to make it.
The whole show could be leaked by Monday.
It could, man.
Your source already has it, so I mean.
Well, the reason I was thinking about that, about going in and doing it now, is because I mean, Tom Warren was leaking the Gears stuff like weeks ago, or a month ago, right? Almost.
Well, and Luke came in here with a "trust me, bro," but he was being serious. Luke does know things too, and it sounds like a lot of people have a good idea of a good portion of the show.
This is going to be a fucking epic showcase. It's going to be the Xbox showcase of showcases, right?
It's going to be long already.
Yes. 40 plus games. That's what I'm saying.
We'll see.
That's is that what it is? Really?
Well,
that's my guess. That's my prediction. Because the average has been 30. Yeah, the average has been 30. Last year was under 30, but the year before
was
33.
28 last year. The year before was like 33. And if it had 30 minutes longer or even 20 minutes longer. So, at that point, you're still not talking about a 2-hour show. If it's 30 minutes longer, you're still like slightly under 2 hours. You know? And the rumors were that they were trying to get this down from like a 3-hour type show to cut it down, and they've been trying to get it manageable with the time restraints. The question is how much.
That's even crazy to think about.
How much did they cut? Right, that's what we got. Because whatever they cut, they're saving for other things.
You still got Keeley's show as well,
right? So if something was cut, maybe they give it to Keeley's show here, and maybe
because Xbox is going to be there.
Another Dev Direct. You have Gamescom, right?
Yep.
You have all these other things that they could show stuff later this year. So. Yep. It's just going to be what it sounds like, though. What the promising thing is that you had a lot of devs ready to show stuff that it made it hard for them to squeeze everything in. But you got to think about it. ABK's part of the equation now, too. Right?
Yes, correct. That's the difference this year.
Yeah. Yep. So we always talked about this. What's going to happen? We have all this under one umbrella, right?
Mm-hmm. They got nothing to lose. And everything to gain. There's nothing to say. There's nothing to hold them back anymore. There isn't. There's no tradition anymore. They're on their own
table. Let's go.
That's right. Undeniable.
No clouds over my head for this show.
Hell fucking no.
Fuzzy Belvedere, thanks for being here as always, dude. And the flirkin behind you. Shout out to Goose. Tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
Oh man, it was awesome being on here with you guys. Always a pleasure to do this on Friday nights. Thanks to everybody in the chat for coming in and joining us. Greatly appreciate you guys interacting with us and checking us out. Always appreciate you taking the time to watch us. For those that want to hear my rambles and rants on anything gaming related, just follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. And you can find me, Ong, and PTK Blam tomorrow. And I think time change. We're now at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PTK Blam's channel. Pixelated Echoes is on hold until 3-Bit gets back from his honeymoon. So it might be a couple of Sundays before we're back. And you can find me on Xbox Lunch Break Special on Double Barrel Gaming at 12 noon on Monday. And then FSP later that evening at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on this channel. Hope to see you guys there.
Right on, Fuzz. Appreciate you as always, dude. And Steel, thank you so much for coming through, bro. Adding so much craziness to your safe bets and long shots. Love it. I love the energy you have. And I want to make sure everybody knows, because you're probably going to be talking some of this stuff here on Saturday, right?
Probably, yeah. We're probably gonna do some additional predictions, maybe keep it a little bit more realistic. We'll see. We'll probably probably not. I'll probably make it a Gears rant more than anything.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why I'm thinking about doing, some reactionary content. I think that's the way to go. We're gonna blow up off of reactions, man. But yeah, nonetheless, we're gonna have a fun time tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central, with Living Split Screen, a non-console centric platform talking about everything going on within the gaming industry. We like to take the RTS approach, so definitely come check us out. And other than that, you can find me, Steel Rain. That's Steel Rain. The T is a 7 everywhere. Google's probably the easiest place. And man, other than that, you can catch me in the Wuthering Waves, baby.
Enjoy your time in the Wuthering Waves, Steel. Appreciate you, dude. And Pong Soul, the 49-year-old man.
Yes, that's right.
Oh my God.
Counting down the days to the big 5-0. Let's go.
Yeah. My sister just turned 49 too.
Really?
Yeah, and it hit me that you and my sister are the same age, and I've always seen her as like second mom almost to me, because she's 8 years older than me. Right. So what does that say about you? You're my brother, or no?
Whatever, man. You're my brother from another. So
all right. Appreciate you as always, Pong. And yeah, happy belated birthday again, dude. And I hope I hope you had a good day. Tell everybody what you got going on.
Head it off. That's all that matters. Got a day off, so that's all that matters. Had a nice 4-day weekend, played lots of games. So it was quiet. So that's fine. That's good for me. No, thanks again, everybody. Brothers, it was great to have everybody together here tonight for this show. Steel, awesome to see you, man. Of course, getting any extra time with you, sir, is always a pleasure. So you know that. So great to have you here, man. And chat, you guys were absolutely incredible. Again, the conversations, it's funny, man, how many people have different ideas for games and stuff. And this was a fun speculation episode with just craziness, some reality too, but some craziness. But I can feel the hype building for Gamers Christmas, as I call it. This is what it's all about. It is going to be a 4, 5, 6 days of nothing but hype starting next week. And then obviously Sunday is going to be the big day for a lot of us. And man, I can't wait to co-stream and see how amazing the show is going to be for Xbox, because I think it really is. But thank you all for being here. Nothing but love and respect. Obviously, you guys know how to find me, Pongsoul on X, formerly known as Twitter, Pongsoul on the Xbox, Pongsoul on Steam, Pongsoul on Epic, Pongsoul on GOG, Pongsoul everywhere. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, set those alarms, as Steele said, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. You just were aboard the speculators hype train, the speculation hype train. You can jump on board the splitters hype train tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. We start at Mach 2.0 there. Steele and I will have the furnace burning. Man, we had a couple weekends ago, we went into space. We had a warp drive attached. We hit Mach 20, thanks to a couple ridiculous people like the legendary Yobi and the Ducatos and the Bold Alpha Wolf Pack. So jump on board tomorrow morning. We're always going to have a good time. We'll get you started in the morning, take you to the afternoon if you need to. 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time, Living Split Screen tomorrow morning. And then, like Fuzzy said, tomorrow night, the Shop Podcast, the best way to end your Saturday night. Yes, now starting an hour later than normal. You'll be gaming. Just have us on in the background. That's right. PTK Blam's channel, the Shop Podcast. Blam, Fuzzy, myself, and usually a guest or two. It's going to be a fun night there on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. Next week, it starts all over again. Of course, Double Barrel Gaming is a channel. Boomstick is the man pretty much every day at this point, 5 days a week. But Tuesdays, it's Xbox Factor Podcast, All Good Things Green. Join them there, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. My week starts on Thursday, PM in the PM. Pong and Mav in the PM. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time. If you missed yesterday's show, go check it out. Again, we did co-stream the Sony State of Play as it was, but we had a good time doing that and just rolling right into the show and talking some topics as well. But otherwise, next week, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central Time, we might have the whole show to discuss, a whole Xbox show. Who knows what else is going to be leaked next week? We are in showcase season. If you hate that, you better turn everything off because it's coming. That's what's going to happen. And it's who knows what we're going to see or what we're going to hear about, but we'll talk about it next Thursday. Otherwise, everybody, it's the golden age of gaming. So please, if anything, get out there and enjoy freaking amazing games. I'm back in Diablo again. I said I wasn't going to be for a while. It got me. I'm back, mother. So get out there, play what you love what you play, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Mav, get us out of here.
Everybody, appreciate you. And there may be farm animals present at the Xbox showcase, according to Xbox. So, whatever that means. Fable? I don't know. Hope you all have a good one. Take it easy, and we'll see you back here Monday night for FSP. Peace out. Bye.